Jet Nation, we're going to begin this thing. Yes, we are. Right now. As long as this computer screen starts to work. Which it's not. And I don't know why. What's going on? Will Jamal Adams pick off Sam Darnold today? We're going to check this all out. We're going to figure it all out. I'm going into the YouTube right now to figure out the comment thing that seems to give us problems every single week. But I'm happy you're here. The comment thing that seems to... There we go. I can hear myself. I'm going to go in there and figure this out. So it takes me about a minute to get the comments done. Like I've told you guys in the past. Sometimes it takes a minute for everything to go. And because I do this through a third-party stream studio, it will let me get into the video before we start it. So I have to, and then do all this good stuff. So here we go. Let's do enable live chat. Boom. Yeah, it's taken forever today. I don't know what the story is. Sorry, guys. Give me a moment. I'll get it. Wasn't that good? So I don't know how you guys saw it, but for me, it came through like it would go to 20 and then stop and then go to 12. So I don't know. Like I said, it takes a minute to get the engines going. All right, so the comments are on. The next piece I have to work on, guys, is getting my to stop pixelating. I'm working on it, I assure you, right now. See, it's weird. Like I've told you guys in the past, no matter where I'm traveling to, never consistent. It's never just like this is the internet that works. Every has a different system. Like it's different. Verizon works here, AT&T works there, T-Mobile there. This one I can use cell service. This one I need a hotspot. It never fails to be the opposite of what worked last time. So again, comments are on. It's nice to see Dark Demonic in here. I'm glad Joe Corsello's in here. And then we'll see who else is in here. We're getting some people, but the question of the day is, will Jamal Adams, the great all-pro Jamal Adams, get his first career interception versus an NFL starting quarterback? Will that happen today? That's the crazy thing. Can you believe that? Jamal Adams in his fourth year has yet to pick off a starting quarterback in an NFL game. So, you know, you can make at what you will, but me personally, I like my safeties to actually affect the get picks and all that sort of stuff. And I'm sorry for the pixelated stuff, guys. I'm working on it, I promise. But hopefully, tell me right now, is at least the sound good? This way you don't have to stare at my ugly face, but you can at least hear my soothing and comforting voice. Comments on, all right. More panics and heart attacks from Dark Demonic. That is our most stressed live stream attendee. We're going to get through it, buddy. Don't you worry about it. What's up, Jets Mess? No pick for Adams today. I'm putting it out there. I'm with Montori. I'm with you. I really am. I think that Jamal Adams might get a sack today, but I'm really hoping he doesn't get too much because I really love this guy just quietly, not affect anything. It doesn't usually like that for us, so I want to let you know to brace yourselves. Usually the most painful way that a Jets game could go, that's the way it goes for us. Like 2015, we're 10-5. All we got to do is beat low Rex Ryan Bills, and we're in the playoffs. And what happens? 5 picks. Rex Ryan, with nothing to play for, beats us his first year as the Jets head coach. So just brace yourself for sacks and all that kind of shit. So Travis Henderson seems to think that Jamal Adams will get his pick. I hope not, Travis. Tar's here. Good to see you, Greg. Chatting a little on Twitter this week. I do appreciate that. Joe Corsello, like I said, he'll get the sack record. Right, so that's also on the line today. Will Jamal Adams become the safety with the most sacks in a single season? He could today, so he gets right. Correct me if I'm wrong. If he gets 1, then he's the leader. He's the record holder, right? That's such bullshit. It shouldn't fall down like that. What's up, Big Frank? I see you. Tom Langley's back. Look at you guys. Blunted Vegas is here. I love you guys. New York Sports MC. Everybody loves MC. Everybody, including myself. So let's see what's going on. Predict the fight in the first 5 minutes. I love it. There goes Tom Langley. That's a good prediction. All Dark Demonic wants is 0-16. I'm with you, man. I don't really give a shit when it all boils down. I'd love to see some ability to kind of roll over Jamal, that sort of stuff. But if not, all I really need is the Jets to lose. That's it. That's really all I need. So, again, sorry for the pixelated. But, the sound is good, and that's all we need. Yeah, oh, what's up? I really don't. I was actually high on him in the draft. I was happy we got in. Think he was going to be there. He was like, I forget where he was. He was in my second or third back lineman, but I liked him. I thought he was a product. So maybe that's how let's view him. You know what I mean? If the Jets view him that, then Woodley should be playing on some internet stuff. Remember, last week we figured it out. Last week we had this choppy shit in the beginning, and then I was able to figure it out. So I'm trying all my different internets right now. So and my wonderful tech-savvy wife is on the case.
I gotta go get that laundry, man.
And she's got to do some other chores as well. So, oh, you meant the sound was fine. Thanks, Travis. So you're not saying Jamal Adams going to get a pick today, are you? So Joe Corsello's thinking Jamal Adams gets 2 picks today. What the hell's going on here? Gotta get the Bluetooth off. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm having big problems today, buddies. This is not the good day for me. My NFL Sunday ticket's acting up. This is bullshit. Why are we still running Gore? Yeah, I hear you. Probably, I think it really boils down to Adam Gase trying to get Gore as many yards as he can in a wasted season. Don't forget, Frank Gore is literally third all-time rushing right now. Third. So he's about, I think it was, 1,800 yards away from Emmitt Smith for the number 2. Or was it?
Is Julia in here?
Nope. Oh, she might be in her room. I don't know.
I think she's, yeah.
I can't hear anything. I don't know what's going on, man. Like, this is, I can't hear it. Why?
Probably on your Bluetooth.
No, I turned Bluetooth off.
What are you watching that on?
What's up, Ain Wayne? You think Adams is going to, right. I mean, look, it's definitely possible. I think Adams is going to be doing his best to accomplish just that. I mean, you know damn well Jamal Adams wants to go off today. So they better know that, man. Like I said, I'm really hoping that we run a lot to the left side around Becton because he's going to be most capable of stepping all over Jamal Adams' face.
Can I go get something?
I got nothing? Is that just what it is?
No, I have to get that laundry, though. It's like, getting to be a problem.
Hold on.
In my brain.
So, guys, tell me what's going on while I try to fix everything. This is such bullshit. You know, it's like an hour ago, everything was smooth. Everything looked great. Everything was in line. I had so much time to kill. I started doing some editing projects. That's how much time I had. And then 5 minutes before the live stream's supposed to start, this is what happens to me. Everything goes
again, and Gore puts a move on and gets to 45.
All right, so at least I got the game. It's going to be spotty.
National Football League's third all-time leading rusher.
So the Jets are looking good driving down the field, huh? Look at this.
16,000 yards.
You guys think we're going to get more Gore than Ty Johnson or Josh Adams today?
Just loves it.
He loves competing. He's an unselfish player, Greg. He's been great with the young backs, Ty Johnson and John Adams. To pass along.
You should definitely call NFL though.
The fake to Sam Darnold throwing, and it is caught at about the 30-yard line inside the 30.
Don't forget the Seahawks pass defense is weak. Oh man, Thor, thank you. Oh, Dean. Yeah, I'm looking good, right? I think something happened, right? Did I just get better? Thank you, Greg. Yeah, something happened. I told you. My wife is super smart, and I'm super old and ugly. So it works. It works for us.
Great job on first possessions in games, the 6 consecutive games they have
what are we doing here?
On their first possession.
See, I'd like to see the Jets score some points, right? J-Mac, you are so right. Look, if we can see anything this year, that Adam Gase is a creature of habit. He cannot break out of his own mindsets, like that 4th and 1 crap that we've been dealing with all year. Put this right over there, and I'll just leave everything. Dude, if you guys saw my setup, you'd laugh. I have literally, it's like back in the 70s when we used to put rabbit ears on the TV and hang tin foil and all kinds of shit to it. That's what I have over here. I have the 21st century version of rabbit ears.
You know, the Jets really ran the ball well last week against the Raiders. Ran it 34 times for 206 yards.
Yeah, Jacksonville didn't look good today. I was not able to see the end of the game. What ended up happening? I saw Minshew was about to come in. Was he able to do anything?
He's onto the field now and in the lineup on 3rd and 9.
All right. So I'm going to tell you where I am, and you tell me how behind I am. Sam Darnold in shotgun, throws it to Perryman, and he drops it. Ed Reed. On coverage. Perryman dropped. So how far behind you guys am I? All right, 3-0 Jets. So let's see. So you guys are way up there. Yeah, I'm still back here at the catch. So this is like this is kind of our thing. Sergio Castillo.
And this will be from 45 yards. On its way.
What is it?
Plus, like, time.
So the Jets hit the scoreboard for a 7th.
So 3-0.
First possession.
3-0 butt fumble. How about a play and a half behind? Yeah, okay. So that's looking like what that's looking like about it. I'm like a solid play and change behind you guys.
Play this on all my speakers.
So Ain Wayne saying Donald. I think you mean Darnold, right? Darnold better get 200-yard throwing because he has the least 200-yard games in NFL history. Gase is poison, right? Should never have gotten a job. But let me ask you guys something, and let's just be honest here for a second. Is there anyone in this stream, when they announced the Jets have hired Adam Gase, was there anyone here that was like, yes? Anyone? Because I know I wasn't. I couldn't believe it. Now, in fairness, I was 100% behind McCarthy. With Matt Rule, once he became into the equation, I looked into him and everything, and I liked him as well. I would have felt really good about him. But Adam Gase, Todd Monken, Caldwell, Richard, I didn't want any of these guys, right? I wanted McCarthy or Rule. Was there anyone in here saying like that they were happy about it? Anyone? Right, shell shock, demonic. Hell no, I got fist. Right, and then, hey, John, so look, he says he got sick to his stomach, everybody. John, let me ask you. So that was when they first announced it. How did you respond to that damn press conference? Dean Atkinson, I wanted McCarthy too. I did. See, like, he can fail, but at least there's a catalog of success, you know? Yeah. See, I didn't know about Matt Rule until they, started talking about him. I looked into him and I really liked him, but he wasn't on my radar before that. Gase was a joke in Miami. I have so many Miami fan friends, and obviously we all know Miami fans, and we watch Miami a lot. Right. He was on drugs. Now, look, so John Holton says, I thought he was on drugs, straight up, thought he was high as a kite. Now, let me tell you guys something, just in case you don't know. A lot of you already do. My career, I'm an addiction counselor, I'm an interventionist, and I've been running, like, as a director, program director, executive director of rehabilitation program for the past 15 years, okay? Before that, I was a homeless heroin addict living in Newark. So I have a lot of experience with this stuff. I know how to peg things, mental illness, certain drugs and everything. I am 95% convinced that Gase was on something that day. Now, I'm not going to say 100% because I don't know. But to me, every single sign was there. Every sign. I was like, I can't believe this. My wife said to me the minute like that, I was watching that press conference, and I said to my wife, hey, come here, take a look at my new coach. And she knew I didn't like it. And when I showed her the press conference, she watched it for about a minute, and she looked at me and said, I'm so sorry, Kyle. I'm so sorry. It's like, why do I have to go through this shit? Now, we knew 2-3 years later we'd be dealing with this. The only hope was that he would get fired after 1 year, but no luck.
It's just a devastating way to lose.
Well, Jordan, look, and I agree with you. Don't get me wrong. Whoever they hire, I'm still rooting for him, right? I'm still rooting. I wanted him to be. I mean, Peyton Manning said, okay, maybe he just didn't get a real shot because Tannehill was always injured and blah. We all tried it. I supported him, but I didn't like it. I had no illusions that he was going to be good. I wanted him to, so I'm with you there.
You do less, but you do it well, and you also play faster.
Russell Wilson in the Seattle offense. Second.
All right.
6.
Let's go, Russell Wilson. I'd like to see a Bryce Hall pick.
And Wilson with the quick pass. That's complete for first down yardage and more. Close to the
Yeah, they're going to shred us, guys.
Goes DK.
You see all that space? Let's see what Frank Bush has. Frank Bush. You know there's a whole conspiracy underneath that one, too. You guys know it?
58 wins, 17 losses.
Yeah, he's been the mark of consistency. His 32 passing touchdowns are second
Right,
most
and this is the
in
silver lining. John, you're crushing it today, buddy. You're crushing it already. You're having a good first quarter, John Holton.
They struggle. And that's, I think, been part of the issue.
He got us the GM, and if he gets us Trevor Lawrence by being 0-16, he will literally be top 3 coaches of all time for the Jets. Top 3.
Such a weapon, the Seattle offense.
Metcalf starting the game, 1,119 receiving yards, the most in the NFL. Here's the play.
He just gets that the ankle or the knee rolled up on. But
Sorry, guys.
he's moving around on the sidelines. We had a great conversation with him on Friday. A guy that loves competing. He's getting better every time out.
Come on, Hawks.
Coming around this way is Moore, David Moore.
Yeah, you got to actually tackle him. Who was that? Who's number 40, guys? Who was that?
Well, getting Brandon Shell back at the right tackle position is really going to help. It was a problem the last 2 weeks. Jamarco Jones
Yeah, I hear you, John. It's hard to maintain, isn't it?
Is a significant upgrade along that offensive.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Metcalf, they're going to go shoot him with some cortisone.
Yeah, and Chris
He'll be back out there in no time.
Healthy, this is a different looking running game.
Look at that. Who's number 40 on the Jets? Who is it? Guidry. Okay, that's why I don't recognize him.
Williams gets rave reviews from the opposition as well as his own team.
Yeah, it leads the team in
I'm not a Guidry fan. Just so you guys know, if you watched my undrafted free agent vid when we first came out, I did so much research on these guys. I dug into their lives, like their backstories, and I watched 2 full games of Guidry, not highlights. Look at this. Oh, yeah, look at that hole. Holy cow. Guidry knocking him out of bounds. So I'm not rooting against Guidry or anything like that. But let me just tell you, I don't think he's an NFL guy. He's fast as hell, though, man. So that's the kind of guy you just keep around for a little while, and you hope something can happen. But I see him all the time shying away from contract. One of the games I watched, he got burned for like 2 touchdowns, directly him, the guy he was covering, like 4 40-plus yard bombs. It was incredible. All right, so I'm just watching the touchdown now. So easy. Who was covering? I think that was Lamar Jackson, wasn't it? Nope, that's Mollett. You're gone too, buddy. Arthur Mollett is waste of space, guys.
Well, the Jets defense just 20 sacks in 12 games. Russell Wilson has way too much time back here in the pocket.
Right. You know, John, that's a good one. Yeah, you know what, Joe Corsello, I know. I watched, I'm with you. Guidry did have a decent game, but it's all predicated on just like tackles and stuff. He did, but he did, and I won't take it from him. But overall, I have a hard time believing Javelin Guidry's gonna be anything. I love his name though, and I love his damn speed. So again, keep him around, see if he can stick, right? See if he can do something.
And it is good.
But yeah, like that's the thing with Williams being fired. And one more from John Holton. Then I got to move on to somebody else, John, for fuck's sake. But so I wasn't happy Williams is fired because I like him. And I happen to think that them firing Williams, it made me feel like he is going to be able to be labeled the scapegoat for the whole thing, especially if Frank Bush comes on and does anything. But once that emotional fear-based stuff subsides, and it's just like, who else is going to come in here and get as much as Gregg Williams did out of this defense? Frank Bush? I don't know. So I think it might ultimately end up being a good thing.
It's about how close we can be. So we're bringing out our best deal on the new.
Thor, you're relaxing. I mean, look, Seattle, right? They're about as good of a team as we're going to play. So I think we get stomped today. And here's the good news: if we get stomped like good and stomped, 35-3 kind of a thing. If we do that going into next week, now we're riding that emotional come down from last week's game with the last second win and all that shit, or loss from our end. If we get stomped today, the season's all but over. These guys are done. They're going to pack it in. You know what I mean? They're not even going to try.
Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults who also have known heart disease, so it can help.
Yeah, the Seattle Seahawks aren't looking to lose twice, in 2 weeks in a row by lesser teams. Crush, right? Crush. That's what we want. We want a definitive fuck you game. That's what we want. We want them to punch us square in the mouth. Again, somehow I still want some rookies to look good. I want them to just get their playing time and do good things. But ultimately, I just want them to be too much. Sam Darnold, I don't know. It's funny because I can't root against him. Like I don't want to root against Sam. I just don't want him to be able to do enough. Look at Pete Carroll as a Jets coach. See that? Anybody remember that? That's right. Let's welcome Trevor with a big hug and a smooch. Let him know what we're really made of as Jets fans. There's nobody like us. There's no bandwagon here. We're fucking pure. Dropping a lot of F-bombs. I'm going to cut that out. I'm sorry. This is a pure fan base, man. There's no bandwagon. Who's hanging out on this bandwagon? It's just us. Yeah, I mean, Sam has to go. I'm with you. Sam has to go. Sucks. But I'd like him to look at least serviceable. I want another team to think that he can do so. I want him to think that he's worth trading for.
As Pete Carroll said, Greg, stats and the numbers don't match up in terms of Pete's respect and opinion for him. I mean, this is a guy that when the protection's good, he's got some healthy receivers to work with. He can be very effective throwing the football from the pocket.
All right. Sam's back to pass. I'm going to play behind you guys. So let's see what he's doing. Ooh, all kinds of time. Oh, Crowder.
Well, to add on to that, Pete Carroll said, hey, his numbers don't back
right.
up my opinion. A lot of people.
There's no fakers in here. Every now and then we get either a troll, from another team, or we get a cool fan from the other team. We had a Giants fan in here a couple weeks. I forget who he was. We had another couple. Who do we have last week? Who did we play last week? Who was that again? I can't even think. I'm so burnt. Who is that? Come on, Becton. You got to be able to block that one. Who the hell did we play last week? The Raiders. That's what it was.
There's no secret that everybody's talking about Lawrence, the kid out of Clemson, and whether.
So we had that Raider fan in here last week. He was cool, man. He just came to chat. And I like that. He felt for us. He thought they were going to lose, though. Thought the game was over, and it was.
That's all you can do to help your cause to remain the starting quarterback.
Dude. How is that not a pass interference? Let me see that. I want to see that slowed down.
This is a tough one to fit in there.
Dude.
Really good coverage on the back.
Really good coverage, the announcer says. Look, his hands are he's pulling him before the ball's even there.
But just getting back to the situation with Darnold, I just think not having a normal
thanks, MC.
Really hindered his development. Not getting to play with those new wide receivers, I think, also contributed to some of the struggles.
That's right, Joe. Joe Corsello. It's like, look, we talk about this, Joe Douglas didn't do anything that had to help Sam and all that shit. Number one, you're not going to go from the 32nd ranked offensive line to a dominant force in 1 year without blowing out all your entire salary cap and all that kind of stuff, and then drafting, more and more. Joe Douglas used his first draft pick ever on a left tackle. Okay, he used another 4th round on a tackle. He brought in 7 offensive linemen. 7. He brought in 5 wide receivers. Yes, he let Robbie Anderson go, which is a mistake, and we all knew that as Jets fans. But it's like, dude, this line is right below average right now. They went 32nd to somewhere in the middle, and they ebb and flow right up and down. One week they have a bad game, next week they have a good game, but it's like it's significantly improved. So when that's a place with Becton, Fant, who's been playing much, much better than anybody thought he would. And don't forget, that shows how good Joe Douglas is at scouting a player. Nobody thought George Fant was going to be anything. They thought maybe, he was going to get, benched. I saw lots of that stuff. But Joe Douglas went out and got that guy when nobody wanted him. Nobody thought he was a tackle. And he's playing well. So that's the kind of thing we're looking at. It's like Joe Douglas brought in 7 offensive linemen and 5 new receivers. Now, the injury shit and all that, some were young. A line has to gel. And don't forget, we have Adam Gase. The Adam Gase effect is real, guys. It's more than 1 or 2 players that have been good away from him and sucked with him. I think that's absolutely McGovern. The zone blocking schemes that they call, they're complex for some reason. Unnecessarily complex because they don't work.
Do what moves you. Every rendering, every decision, every choice, it matters.
Ain Wayne, you're leaving?
She's a judge and a good one, measured but passionate.
On pause. No more that, please. No more bowing down to the DA. Everyone's going against that.
What are you saying? You're saying my channel isn't good?
All Rise, Monday at 9/8 Central on
That hurts my feelings.
Back in Seattle, I watched DK Metcalf come over, get his ankle spat.
Yeah. Good low energy. Good job.
First he wasn't in there, but as
That'd
you
be
can
funny.
see, Greg, he's back on the field ready.
Yeah, Nick, I'm always behind. I'm out on the road, so it's like I'm always in a different place. I'm like a play behind you guys.
Close to midfield.
It's okay, though. You guys can say what you want. It doesn't matter. I got used to knowing what happens before I watch the play. It's funny, though. Last week, I didn't do that. At the end of the Raiders game, I was just staring at the TV. Remember that? We just sat in silence. We thought the game was over. We were all somber. And then I watched it live, and I couldn't believe it.
9 touchdown catches on the season.
Oh, I think I know what Ain Wayne means. Hopefully the team will be better, not me, right? That's good. Well, I hope to have you back too, Ain. Sick and tired of people talking shit about Joe. Right. I'm with you, Tom. It's working well enough. You know what I mean? I know. This is really well said. I want everybody to read that if you can. Tom Langley. I get sick and effing tired of people talking shit about Joe. Douglas has done more than any of our GMs in the past 10 years. He's made mistakes, but the start of making us respectful. I'm telling you, I feel the same way. A GM's never going to be perfect. But, dude, the mentality of coming in here and untying all the knots that Mike McCagnon and John Idzik tied. Idzik. You got Tremaine Johnson. You got Anunwa. You got Henry Anderson, Mosley, Le'Veon Bell, and on and on and on. All these contracts, KO, all these guys that never should have been here. Or if they were here, not $17 million a year, 13.2 for Bell. Nobody else was even. Look at that! Whoa! Who is that? Marcus May. Well, that's okay. I love it. Up a flag. They're like, oh, that's a pick. No, we want pass interference on May.
Holding. Offense. Number 76.
Good. I like it. The thing is with McGovern, right? Let me get this banner off here.
With an outstanding interception.
So what was I just going to say? The thing with McGovern is this, guys. He's a top 10 center in the league when he comes to the Jets. He comes to he was a very solid guard, and he was a very solid center. He comes to Gase and he sucks. He's having the worst year of his entire career. I would say it's more likely that he's going to bounce back than he's going to have this year again. Who am I picking at 1? Nike Swiss. What's up? Trevor Lawrence planned to stay in school or doesn't he? Well, let me say this. Nike Swiss. I like that. I don't think he's staying in school, and I don't think that he's going to have any. I don't think he's going to pull any of that. Remember last year, the big thing was Burrow doing this. It's just a story. These guys like to. Don't forget, in the print world, if it bleeds, it leads. So the more trouble they cause, the more tension and all that stuff, then the better they get. That's a story, right? But what's up, Parker Dugan? I see you. So I don't think he's doing either one of those. He's not staying in school. They already wished him a farewell, and he's not going to pull that crap because no one ever does. Eli Manning and John Elway did. That's 20 years apart. And which draft was that? That was in the 90s or 2000 draft, I think it was. It's going to fall. So I don't think it's going to happen. But so if Trevor Lawrence is there and we're at the number 1 pick, it would take a lot for me to move. Not to say I wouldn't move. I would. But it would take a lot. I'm not moving for some normal draft haul. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you next year's first. Like, if it's the Jaguars, they would need to give both their first this year and their second, and a first and second and next year, and maybe another second, third kind of a thing. That's the kind of stuff I would entertain. And you move back 1 spot. And that's the kind of stuff he's going to get. Believe me. Don't forget, in 2012, the Redskins gave up 3 first-round picks and a 2nd-round pick to move up to 4 spots to grab RG3. He wasn't even the top quarterback in that draft. Andrew Luck was. 3 firsts and a 2nd for RG3. You don't think Trevor Lawrence is getting more than that? Ooh, Jeff Smith. They don't know who it is. You see him taking time to talk about the player?
You think for a second here that Marcus May was the receiver and DK Metcalf was the defender.
That's right, Thor. Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Look at this.
What was not an easy catch.
We got picks, we have money, and we're in New York. And we have Joe Douglas. Believe me when I tell you. His agent is saying, look, man, don't listen to anybody. Joe Douglas is the real deal. All these agents are loving Joe for the way he handles things. They don't love him on the money side because he's not playing games. Don't forget, we heard all those reports coming out last year, man, that this is over. No, that was Jeff Smith, I think.
Yeah, he is. Ty
right?
Johnson, Greg, is the Jets' answer. They've got to be able to run the football, I think, effectively.
So they said this stuff is over with the Jets being used as a bargaining chip, a leveraging tool that so many players have used us for. So many players have used the Jets only to raise their price for the team that they really wanted to go to. Oh, yeah, well, the Jets are going to give me $4 million more. Well, we'll give you $2 million more. Done. Throw it. Hey, that's not a flag. See what I'm saying? Darnold gets no fucking flags. None. Did he? Oh, I can't wait to see it. Thank you. Big Frank, thank you. I want to see this one. Somebody, we gotta remember. Do me a favor, timestamp it for me. If you can give me the game, give me the timestamp on when the interception has, because I can't see the time.
Better decisions, especially when he's outside the pocket.
Let's see here.
Throwing over the middle, and it is almost intercepted. Jamal Adams had it.
Yeah, again, look at him. How many times have we seen that face? Let's see.
This is what you got to do. You've got to be able to see the safety. He locks in on this crossing route, and he never feels Adams, who watches him the whole way. You see him
Jamal Adams, man. He literally can't catch.
This is called lurk or thief coverage. He's the extra defender that's going to
2 firsts and a third, everybody.
one of those crossing routes.
That was all Sam. That wasn't anything Jamal Adams did. So the play wasn't even him, but he was given a gift. And he couldn't do anything with it. I'm telling you, man. Look at him. Keep smiling there, asshole. Sam is so bad.
You could take your ulcerative
I agree, John. He's not really a safety.
Talk to your doctor
You know?
about Xeljanz.
That's the thing. And nobody's going to say he's not a good player, right?
Your adult
But it's like 2 firsts and a third? Come on.
Xeljanz is the first and only FDA-approved pill for moderate to severe UV. It can reduce symptoms in as early as 2 weeks, improve the appearance of the intestinal lining, and provide...
Yeah, see, MC, I'm telling you. Look, if you guys want to have a good time with a mock draft simulator, let me know which simulator you used, MC. The one I use when I want to have a good time is PFN. You Google PFN mock draft simulator. And, hey, there it is. We were there. And it's so fun with all the trades. But when you start doing that stuff, you can see just how much is possible if you trade back. And if you get to 2, and then a whole bunch of teams want Justin Fields, you drop the price some, just like, your first this year, a second in next year's first kind of a thing, maybe a 5th. It's unbelievable. Dude, you can change the franchise for the next decade with all these players. Just saying.
Tonight, I'll be eating a vegetable.
Is that a Dark Demonic? Is that the quote from Simini? That's why he's not an $18 million per year safety. Did he say that or did you? That's funny.
So it's come to this. Thank you.
Yeah, it's his best throw of the day, right to Jamal Adams. You say, hey, buddy. He's going to text him later and go, hey, dude, I tried. I tried. The Jets are screwing me just like they screwed you, even though we didn't screw Jamal
Me
Adams.
and Piggy have been saving up for a long time to get my girlfriend the right laptop. Got any deals?
Every day. I get her a Chromebook.
I know, our offense is so bad. And Sam is bad, guys. I don't know how it happened that he got so bad. I mean, we do, but it's like I'm still even surprised at this level. Don't forget, the kid has no quarterback coach. Supposedly the head coach is supposed to be his quarterback coach. And we watch during games, they don't even talk. He never goes and sits next to Sam. He never sits down and looks at the Microsoft Touch, Windows, whatever. He never sits there and draws out the play. Never. They're never doing that. Adam Gase sits alone, and Sam sits alone. Maybe he has Flacco with him, or every now and then you'll see Dowell Loggins talking to him. Look at this. Get him, Hall. All right. So you know what I mean? I know, not Donnie Alford. Good point. I was just going to say something similar. It doesn't mean his career's over. He's still younger. He's still the same age as guys coming out in the draft this year. Is that not incredible to you? That's how young he was. Like, the way to handle Darnold was to keep Teddy Bridgewater. We had Bridgewater, McCown, and Sam Darnold. He was the exact type of player to let sit for a year and then build around them. Let Teddy Bridgewater start at least the first 6 games, 8 games, 10 games, whatever it is. Kid was 20 years old.
40 times. Is that a product of his game? Is he making mistakes?
So if Sam goes somewhere, let's hypothetically the Steelers, or let's say the Saints, right, with Sean Payton and that crew. He goes to the Steelers. He goes to the Saints, and he sits for a year behind Breeze and whatever else. And he just gets developed. They just keep him cool.
That pass is incomplete to the near side of the field.
Who's that?
Metcalf, the intended receiver.
Oh, Lasan Austin's back. That's right. I forgot. It took me a second.
the last 5.
I think if Sam sits a year and kind of just all you have to do is learn the system and work with our coaches on your footwork and your mechanics, he's going to be fine. What's up, Angina Arena? What you doing over there?
Sacked 40 times. That's the third most. Only
yeah, well, McCarthy ended up not being what I was hoping he would be, right? I wanted him too. That was my guy. I thought we actually have a Super Bowl winning coach available, and we went with this friggin' guy. Hey, Green Bean, Chris from the UK. What's up, buddy? Sam, current performance. What team would trade? I know. Well, that's the thing. I agree, man. Chris, it's got to be a team so here's the way it would work. Number one, it's got to be a team that has a quarterback in place. I don't think anybody's taking Sam right now to be their starter next year. I don't think it's happening. The other thing is this. If the team that trades for him is going to be looking for a quarterback that they want to groom for a year or two, and Sam Darnold is better than what they're going to get with that pick. So when they look at that pick and they only have, Kyle Trask and the guy from Texas A&M and Mond, and those guys are there, but they want a quarterback. They're thinking, hey, I'll give you this pick for Sam Darnold because he's better than what we're going to get in the draft right now. But it's got to specifically be somebody that they want to groom. He's not coming in to start, and if he does, it's a big mistake. Holy shit. Where's Gregg Williams? Frank Bush. Frank Bush, everybody. Look at that scheme. It's like he's already in prevent. Right? That's what it looks like to me. Look at this. What the fuck is that?
Even close enough to call that uncovered. One first down.
Wow. Look at Hyde, man. Look at those holes. Where's Q? Where's Q? Remember, he was had a great game last week. Where is he?
It's a good 1-2 punch. You just can see this little power game. You see the guard come around, kick out.
Don't forget Brandon Shell's on that team, man. We essentially traded right tackles, right? Watch Brandon Shell. Look at the right tackle position. I'm pretty sure he's healthy. I'm pretty sure he's playing. Watch him. Yeah, he got Fadukasi all out of that. You see that? Took Fadukasi out of the play. Out of the play. I probably could, Dean. Thank you. Right. That's funny. That's right. John Holton. Frank Bush will not be beaten over the top. So they'll just march down the field with 15 to 20-yard clips. Oh, that wasn't Fadukasi, that Shell. That was Franklin Myers. Franklin Myers. Huh.
With moderate to severe ulcerative colitis.
So did you guys know that Frank Bush was actually a coach for Adam Gase before? Did you know that?
Gut says, not today. GI-focused Entyvio is made for this. Entyvio
and Adam Gase didn't like Williams. We all know that.
Excess of white blood cells from
what was MC saying? I thought I didn't have done much research on some of these guys yet. In that situation, I would keep Sam and not trade him. Let them compete. They both suck. Well, yeah, you know what you do? You get a guy like Mac Jones. Like, look, let's say the Jets win a game or two. You go back to pick 3 or whatever. And you just start trading back. Let guys come up and get Jamar Chase and all that kind of stuff. And you take, so you do the best you can trying to gain capital.
Ask your doctor.
And then you stop wherever you stop and you grab some guys. You grab Creed Humphrey, or you grab Kyle Pitts or Devontae Freeman or something like that. And then you just, in the second round, although let's see how the combine and everything goes, we might have 5 or 6 quarterbacks taken in the first. That's definitely possible. Let's see how it goes. But so if we do that, and we end up taking Mac Jones, let's say, or Kyle Trask. We take Mac Jones or Kyle Trask in the second round. And you got Devontae Freeman and Pitts out of the first round. Right? You just keep Sam, and you let him battle it out. So it's a pure competition. Sam Darnold, James Morgan, Mac Jones. Don't forget, Sam has never had a real quarterback competition. And that's not good for a young guy. He just handed the job, and we've never considered benching him or anything. He's never had that threat. So it's not good.
Its offense is dead last in scoring. They're averaging just 15 points a game, so they're going to need some help from their defense.
Yeah, they are. Touchdown. That sucks. I hate seeing Bryce Hall getting picked on and beaten because I love him. And I want him to be good.
Just working on Bryce Hall. You just watch the little stutter. He just goes right by it. Look at the separation.
The quarterback spot is the most important spot on the field. And when you have the easiest prospect to do video and tape review and interview with, you go with that quarterback 1,000 times out of 1,000. Trevor, number one. I agree. It's like, you don't have to overcomplicate it. You know what I mean? We don't have to overcomplicate this one. So I agree. I'm just talking hypotheticals.
Two flags back in the end zone.
Wouldn't that be fun? The Jets should run cover 0 all-out blitz every single play, no matter what the scenario is. Just do it as a nod.
That's the first issue.
Look at poor Bryce Hall.
He wants to get paid for that, but with great concentration.
Yeah, he's
After
in.
the touchdown,
What is this?
unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Let me tell you this.
That'll get him a talking to by head coach Pete Carroll.
What did he do? I didn't even see it.
When you see it all the time, week after week after week, in some way, shape, or form.
What did he do, guys? I didn't see the unsportsmanlike. But let me tell you one thing I hate. Okay, I hate it. I hate penalties that get assessed on the kickoff because they don't mean anything. It's just a touchback, right? Why don't you assess it on the extra point? That's what it should be.
The kick is good. Seattle's lead is 14-3, and we're back in 30 seconds after this from State Farm.
J Mac, let's do it. J Mac, Morgan was a waste of a pick. Now, you guys know, anybody who's followed me or watched in my video, you know damn well that I didn't like that pick. And I can tell you something else too. I was on we did the whole draft thing and all that with Matt O'Leary and Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 and Gangrene Dave and all that. Nobody liked that pick. Nobody. So there's that. I still don't like it today. I have not found a way to like it. But that all said, those picks didn't even exist. You know what I mean? Like Joe moved a little bit. He traded with Seattle. He traded with the Patriots to create those extra picks so he could do something outside the box that he feels is important. So he made the move to get it, and he took the pick. I would have loved to see him take somebody else. Gabriel Davis was sitting there. So was Gandy Golden and a lot of guys. But I'm with you. It's a toughie, man.
From zone 12.
Oh, who's that? Slips down. Great run back.
Well, what is driving your health care costs too high? You'll want to hear it in 60 Minutes found out. That's tonight on CBS.
Oh, is that what it was, Tom Langley? Thank you. What a stupid thing.
Talk a little bit about Jamal Adams.
Yeah, and I mean him being stupid. Like, what is that?
I think if you're the Jets, you got to track and locate number 33 every snap. You have to know where he is, especially if he's around the box. He's an excellent blitzer. He's a terrific run support player. He comes down the hill in a hurry.
All right, let's see what's going on here, Sam Darnold.
This is Gore. Frank Gore tripped up before he could get up ahead of steam. And is down at 32 yards.
Oh, that's Seattle ball. Jamal Adams forced a fumble.
The ball was fumbled and recovered by the defense.
That happened nice and quietly.
Lost the football. Bobby Wagner came up with the ball. Let's take a look.
And Jamal Adams is going to get that right hand in there, and then
No, it wasn't him.
the defender from the other side helps knock it
Please
out.
reset the game clock to 14 minutes.
Yeah,
46
fucking
seconds.
Frank Gore, dude.
It was Harrison. Harrison gets Jamal Adams has got it there, and then I think Harrison strips it with his.
No, it wasn't Adams, though. You know, look, we're splitting hairs, but it wasn't. Jamal Adams had his arm around his waist. Wagner came in and popped it out.
All teams want to avoid the turnovers, but some can afford them less than others.
The Jets had 3 first-half turnovers last week and lost to the Raiders. All 3 were from Sam Darnold. He put the ball in
Yeah, Dark Demonic. This is the kind of game that we can deal with, right? It's like there's no game here. There's no game right now.
They've got to do a better job taking
It's 14-3.
Wilson and the Seahawks now from
We just got the ball back and fumbled it. They're going to march down. We can't stop this offense.
Carson. And the Jets combined to maybe even push him back a yard or so, led by Quinton
The
Williams.
Jets combined to push him back a yard. Not
Seahawks
bad.
head coach Pete Carroll on Friday about the defense
So,
coordinator change with the Jets.
what do you guys? Let's do some final scores. What do you guys think before the half? Let's see what we think the final is going to be. Now that you see the way the game's going to go, how bad do you think it's going to be? Give me your prediction.
What they're trying to do is just scale it back. Just cut these guys loose and just have them play physical and fast.
All right, let's watch Q. What's he doing? He's not doubled either, guys. He's just getting beaten up. Look at Langy with the pop.
One thing I'll say about the Jets, Greg, it's not a question of effort. You watch this team play. I know they're winless. There's a lot of criticism in terms of the statistics.
Not a
and all
question
that.
of effort, he said.
Last week,
It's not.
they played well enough to win that game. You look at the game against the Patriots. They had the Patriots beat. They've been in a lot of close games, and they've just failed to finish late when it matters the most. But the effort has been really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's really only those 2 games. So the announcer's talking about the Jets having A-plus effort, right? And that we were in a lot of games. And the Denver game, too, we were in. That's about it, man. So the best we could be this year is 3-9 or whatever it is. So I don't see, I mean, we're getting destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, we're not, this isn't, we're not playing everybody tough. All right, let's go through this. So Dark said, or Demonic says 37-9. Jets mess 35-10. Byron Atkinson says 45-3. Frankie D from the world of Facebook 38-6. So he's giving us another field goal. Jets mess is throwing another touchdown on there. So 17-3 now. Byron Atkinson 45-3. That's right, Frankie D. Halftime 24-3 Hawks. And final is 38-10. John Holton. Nike Swiss 34-14. That's going to be a tough one, Nike, because we have 3. So how would that be? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's going to be tough. And I'm no mathematician, but that's going to be a tough one. 24-6 Seattle. Big Frank, 2005. And we chill out for 3 weeks. Frankie D changed it up, 42-6. 38 wasn't enough for Frank. That's great. All right. Yeah, because they just want to stock on points. Damon Harrison and Jamal Adams credited with forcing the fumble. Harrison. That was all Bobby Wagner. We saw it. What's up, Sam Roche? It's good to see you, buddy. I'm done with Gore. Let's see. Right. Let's see what we got. But like I said, I'm personally convinced that the reason that Gore is getting so many yards is like that's the deal with him and Gase. Just like, hey, man, come here. I'm just going to help you. We're just going to stock on yards. Every yard he gets is 1 yard closer to being number 2 all time. That's it. Kevin Randall says 45-17. Brian Gonzalez being nice. Put that up there. Brian seems to think that they're going to be nice and only get up 28 points on us. I don't know. It's going to be tough, too. I think they're going to rack it up soon. We're still in the first half at 17-3.
Why are hospital costs so high?
No, Billy. I got to put that up. Billy Blanco. I don't think Adam Gase even gets a job as an offensive coordinator after this. Don't forget, he was fired from the Dolphins, right? Nobody was giving him a head coaching job except the Jets. And interestingly enough, the story is that the Jets wanted him as the offensive coordinator. We didn't want him as the coach, right? So we wanted Matt Rule. We wanted Gregg Williams as our defensive coordinator and Adam Gase as the offensive coordinator. So it would be like 3 head coaches. That was the thing. And this is Mike McCagnon's big mad scientist. I'm going to do it this way. So what that did was it told guys like Klingberry that were a joke, and Matt Rule said, go to hell. And then they panicked. They already had Gase under kind of like a handshake agreement to come on board. And they just said, hey, will you be the head coach? I'm not kidding. That's pretty much what happened. Look at this. He's still on his feet.
And overtaken at about the 30-yard line. Outstanding return by Corey
Valentine running down the street. Nice run. I agree. That was good. It sucked that he kind of got tripped up there and he had to re-catch his feet. Like right there. Yep. Boop, bop, bop. Or else he would have had some momentum. Those guys wouldn't have been able to catch him.
They needed a big play in the kicking game to jumpstart this offense. This is a critical possession. They're already behind by a couple scores.
Look at Corey Ballantyne, all happy. He's the greatest play in his career so far.
To the Seattle team.
66 yards.
So I'll get back to that after I watch this play. See what's going on there. Look at Wesco in there blocking. Yep. Mekhi Becton all the way on the right side blocking for him. So just to get back to that, though, so I honestly don't think that Adam Gase would get so much as an offensive coordinator job. I also don't think he would get a quarterback coach. He might get running game coordinator, something like that. He's not getting an offensive coordinator gig, and he's definitely not getting a head coaching gig. No way. So think about that. Then that would mean our last GM can't get hired at his position again, and our head coach can't get hired at his position again. That's how bad these last two hires were. That's how bad it is. No, P. Ryan's out, Mike Slane. He's currently on IR. Who's the ideal coaching staff for the Jets next year? Head coach, offensive coordinator, and defensive coordinator. Let me watch this play, Big Frank, and I'll get to it.
Third down here for Sam Darnold and Jets. Really looks for a lot in this situation. Jamison Crowder right here.
First down. Here we go. Berrios pointing. Dude, if it's 17-10, this looks like a game. Like, what is that? Dark Demonic can't handle that shit. No, it wasn't. Sam Darnold panicked, and we all know it. He threw it, and it was behind him. I wasn't designed like that. Looks good, but that's not what's going on here. Look at Sam with the roller. Oh, yeah. Naked bootleg. Oh, my God, he was open, too. Anyway, so here's the thing. The guy that I want the most is Campbell out of Iowa State. I like him. I think what he's done there, and I've been looking at him a lot. I did a little research on him when we were talking about him a couple of years ago. And I watched 2 Iowa State games this year, and the team is just like when you watch them, it's such a well-run machine. Like when things go bad, they just roll with it. There's no bullshit, and I really like that. Now, as far as but if we get a college coach like Matt Campbell, if they brought him in, I don't know how I would feel about him necessarily working with a crew that he hasn't worked with before. So I would prefer if he took his offensive coordinator with him. That's what I would like. But that said, I think Todd Monken is a very good offensive coordinator candidate. I do not like Monken as a head coaching candidate. Or my other guy that I would love to see, if Bieniemy doesn't get a head coaching job, I would like to see Kafka. Because if Bieniemy gets hired, there's no doubt in my mind Andy Reid's plucking him and promoting him. Look at that catch. Oh, he dropped it. Perryman. So I would love to see Kafka from the Chiefs. If Bieniemy stays on as the offensive coordinator, go ahead and hire Kafka for our offensive coordinator. But if Bieniemy's gone, Kafka's absolutely the offensive coordinator there. And I don't even think Andy Reid would let him go either. You know, like he might just promote him to like assistant head coach or one of those titles and block him. Don't forget, Andy Reid was blocked as well. That's why when he got hired by the Eagles, he ended up being hired from a coordinator. A position coach. He wasn't a coordinator yet because they were trying to block him and everything. But anyway, for a head coach. So if that happened, I would like to see Matt Campbell bring his own crew or get like a Kafka or something like that. Everything's falling over on me. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. So I have such a fragile situation here. Now, that all said, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm sure maybe a lot of you saw my recent video about Bill Cowher and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to tell you something. And this all started when we were on the Talking Jets panel with Ryan and O'Leary the other day. He put something into my head that was a perspective. I wasn't really looking at it. I like the idea of Bill Cowher as just like the CEO head coach, and he hires 2 legitimately strong coordinators and a very good staff, and he just runs the team like a head coach is supposed to do. He's not calling plays. He's not running one side of the ball with another coordinator. He's the head coach of the defense, all that shit. We've been doing that for years. We did it with Rex. We did it with Mangini. We did it with Bowles. We're doing it with Gase. It's ridiculous. So I like that idea. And if that was the case, I'd like to see Todd Monken maybe as the offensive coordinator. There's a few other guys. But defensive coordinator, I don't know. You know who I would like as a defensive coordinator is Chris Richard from Dallas. He's getting a coordinator position soon. It's happening. And I think he's good. I think he's the guy for the job. I like Chris Richard. No, Big Frank, I don't like Dan Quinn. I didn't like Dan Quinn when he was the coach of the Seattle Seahawks. What the hell? Something went on with my game. Oh, shit. Am I spotty now? Tell me. Did something happen? My fragile balance over here all collapsed. Tell me, guys, am I spotty again? Tell me if I'm spotty. No, Joe Montori. This is not my channel. I am a representative of Jet Nation. I work with Jet Nation to produce content. So, like On the Road with Green Bean is a show that we created with and for Jet Nation. So that's a Jet Nation show that I do. This is a Jet Nation live stream. So from here and within the next week or so, my podcast starts. That's going to be outside of Jet Nation, but we'll still be working with each other. And I'll be doing the other shows with them. And then my YouTube channel is Green Bean Jets Fan. Like I just put something up this morning. Just Sunday sit down. I'm going to be doing some live stream stuff there and some additional content there. But it's going to be outside of the Jet Nation thing, like different. It's not going to be the same show. I'm not going to try to do the same thing. But yeah, I work with Jet Nation. This is Jet Nation's channel. So anyway, I don't like Dan Quinn that much. I think I forget his name. It's just escaping me. But the coordinator before Dan Quinn, he was the guy who created the Legion of Boom, and Pete Carroll. So Pete Carroll is really the brains behind the operation. You know what I'm saying? And Dan Quinn didn't do much. His defense sucked in Atlanta. And I don't know. I just don't think he's that good. I gave you, Dark Demonic, you asked for it on the Jet Nation channel last week. I dropped the link in there. You didn't see it? I don't think I can put links here. Let me see. Let me see here. Hold on, guys. I'm going to try to get this for you. So, but yeah, Demonic, I responded to your comment last week on my video for Jet Nation. I responded with the thing. All right, so here's the link. Let's see if it works. Sometimes it won't let you do links. So that's the link to my YouTube new homepage. Okay. All right, Ain, thank you. So, Demonic, you got to look. When you guys write to me, I want you to know something about me. If you guys, like, respond to my videos, there's a 99% chance that I'm going to respond back. I go through everything that I put out there, and I try to talk to you guys. So when you ask me questions and stuff like that, I'm always trying to respond. I'm always trying to, and not just like, hey, cool. I'm not just blowing through the comments. I'm reading what you write and I'm responding. So if you ever do leave a comment, don't think it just left in the stratosphere, because I'm going to be looking at it within the next day or so and I'm going to respond. Okay. But there you go, Demonic. Can you guys see the link I put up there? Here, I'm going to put it right here. There it is. Okay. Oh, my throat is hurting today. Yeah, I would love Josh McCown as a quarterback coach. Demonic, can you see it now? Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. The more I would love it. I would really appreciate it if you guys all went there and subbed. Like I said, Jet Nation and I are working on a lot of joint projects and everything. And just make no mistake, I love Jet Nation, and I'm 100% on board with Jet Nation. I've been hanging out on Jet Nation for the last 12 years, 11, 12 years anyway, just chatting. So I love Jet Nation, and I do believe they're the best Jet site out there, period. So when I do the other stuff, which is going to be, I'm making my podcast and a lot of like more fun content that I think you guys will like it. Thanks, Sam. I am great to my subscribers. I really try to hang with you guys, man. Because I know, like, I watch a lot of YouTube. So when I'm out there talking, like when I'm on YouTube and shit and I leave comments, I love when they talk back. It's like, I just want to talk to you real quick. You ask a question and sometimes people never get back. It's like, I don't I don't understand that. I mean, if I ever get to 50,000 subscribers, maybe or something, maybe it'll get harder. But until that happens, I'm just going to keep talking to you guys. Thank you, John Holton. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate it. Thor, awesome. Thank you. So the one thing I'm doing on there is I am doing a weekly Sunday morning chat, like whatever's going on, like before the game, kind of like you watch NFL Game Day and all that stuff. I'm going to be like kind of, just leaving little thoughts and stuff like that, 5-6 minute video every week on that. But I'm also going to be doing, I think, a Friday night live thing for the people who are losers like me and don't have anything to do on Friday nights. And I think my podcast is going to be out weekly on Thursdays. That's what we're looking at. Holy shit, Sam. What was that? Yeah, good. Finally a damn flag. Give him roughing the passer. Look at that. What the hell happened there? Was that a holding or is it a roughing the passer? Tell me. Neither. Automatic first down. That's right. Yeah, he got crushed. But what was that? He was like spinning around in there. Show the fucking replay, for God's sakes. Show the replay.
Down the field while Sam Darnold still in the pocket.
Why won't they show us a replay? What was that? Bullshit. I want to see the damn replay. Look at Frank Gore with 1.4 yards. Did. No chance. Thank you, Gina Arena. Thank you.
Jamal Adams gets a sack on this play. That'll bring him to 8.5, and that'll be a record. Most ever for.
You know what we're going to be doing tomorrow, too? You guys know Jets Media, Richie? I'm going to be on his show tomorrow night, too. I believe it's an 8 o'clock show, or it might be 7. I can try to figure that out for you guys before this is all over. But, yeah, I'll be visiting Jets Media. There you go. Nice screen. That's the way to run a screen. Right before the first down. All right, now that was a nice screen. That was good. Sam was going to get crushed. A second later, whoop. Poor Sam, dude. I don't know. I feel so bad for this kid. I really do. I don't mean to call him a kid, of course, but he's a young guy. Jets mess. That's funny. Hey, Gene, look. Aunt Gina rules. For those who don't know, that woman right there, Gina Arena, is literally the reason I'm a Jets fan. Look at this. Give it to friggin' Ty Johnson one time, or Josh Adams, I mean. See the difference?
Josh Adams had a couple big runs.
You see the difference on young legs? Oh, he sacked him? Shit. I didn't see it. Let me watch this play, guys. So this is Jamal Adams getting the sack record. I wonder how much of a to-do he makes about it. Let's see. I'm pissed. Oh, man, you guys are way ahead of me now. I don't know what happened. I'm on like a serious delay all of a sudden. No, is he? No, Chris P., is that true? Chad Hansen's lighting it up down there? It's just so crazy. You know, we used our third and fourth round picks, or 2/3, to draft Hansen and Darius Stewart, and both of them were gone in 2 years. Like, what is that? How do you pick two receivers that are off the team in 2 years? It's incredible. And I'm happy to see Chad Hansen making it. I like the Darius Stewart too, man. Well, we're doing a 2 tight end set.
He was pretty open and honest with us last night, Greg, saying, struggles. This is a guy
12 personnel package. I like 12. I like 13.
not easily discouraged. I think he's done a really good job of trying to block out
I like it.
criticism.
I want to draft 2 tight ends in this draft. What do you guys think of that?
Every day getting better at his craft.
You guys like that one? 2 tight ends. All right, let me see this friggin' play.
It's not easy for a young player. I know some of these players are on Twitter and Facebook and keep you alive in the playbook. Focus on football.
Yeah, and that's your Darnold with all kinds of time and over the middle, and catch is made inside the 30-yard line.
Where the hell are you talking about, D-Mine? Can I really be 5 plays behind you guys? What are you guys seeing?
14 yards and a first down.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. He's got plenty of time.
Well, that's what happens, right, Chris? That's what happens. Like when you have a guy like Chad Hansen as your starting receiver, that's usually not a good sign.
Any quarterback that kind of time to take a couple hitches.
It's like us with Berrios and Malloy and all those cats.
Josh Adams with a big blocker in front of him inside the 25, inside the 20.
Yeah, dude. Can Gase? Do you think Gase is gonna realize that the young legs are prevailing, or no? Damn, good for Chad Hansen.
You get the lead. Getting bigger bodies in there, using the tight ends like a fullback, getting Wesco to block at the point of attack. That's important. Good block. Good
Yeah,
block.
and Ain Wayne, I really do think Sam is so young.
Picked up 9 on the
Think
play.
about it. If these guys are playing into their 40s, Sam Darnold would still have, if he played till he was 40 years old, he would still have 17 years left.
Pitch for Ty Johnson. Nowhere.
Wow.
He goes down. At the 25-yard
That was a
line,
hard hit,
courtesy of
helmet to
KJ
helmet.
Wright.
When somebody blows an assignment here, I think it's the guard, the tackles, fans coming around. Someone's got to block the end minimum line of scrimmage. I mean,
Look, we got
that's
all
just
those
not
fucking
any of
guys.
it. And man, that's KJ Wright. Who's
Yeah, that was Fant, dude. Fant should have sealed that.
linebacker for the Seahawks for a long time. They just simply don't block him, and Ty Johnson gets hit in the hole.
So the Jets now with a 3rd and 6.
Third down has been a problem all season long for the Jets. 31st and third down production, just converting 33% in these situations.
Just got the snap off. Going for it all to the side. It is incomplete.
See, now, let me tell you something.
Pass intended
The
for
way to
Sean
catch that
Smith.
ball was to high point it.
No flag forthcoming.
You know what I mean? You gotta dig your foot and jump for the damn ball. You don't just wait with the defensive back as position like that. Go up and high fucking point it.
That looked like premature contact to me.
He could change
Refs on the tank.
Griffin off at the point of attack.
So here's Castillo. Been good from 45, missed from 37. This is for 41 yards.
Shank.
Like he pulled this one to the left.
Good. You know why? Because I'm going to tell, not only because we don't want to score points, but let me tell you something. This idea that Castillo is the answer at field goal kicker, I just want it to be put to bed. Ficken's not it. Castillo's not it. Use your 6th round pick on Cameron Dicker, the Texas kicker. That's what we
I
want.
wonder if it's overcompensation. But you bring in Jay because he pushed the other one to the right. This one he just tugs and hooks to the left.
Yeah, tell me about it, MC. If this was a game we cared about, this would be some bullshit, especially when you're talking about the field goal kicks, too. That's 2 missed field goals in one day. Look at Sam.
Here we go.
These kickers
Shush.
drive you crazy.
Who's that?
Every point matters, especially.
Yeah, you suck, dude. You're done. This is the end of your NFL career, buddy.
Just 15 points a game. You get down to
You know, I'm not ever rooting for that for anybody. But if you suck, you suck. I can't be in the NFL, right?
That's 6 points they've left on the field.
Although, let me tell you something.
Middle, and that is Metcalf.
I honestly think I could do some stuff. I'll tell you where I could be good. Is GM or some sort of scout or something like that. And I'm no scout. You guys want to see a real scout? You know, Joe Blewett or Sabo, those guys, even Nania. That's a good group, man.
Metcalf down to 45.
I'm telling you, they break shit down and to a level I can't do. But I'm telling you, if I was a GM, and I'm gonna make some boasts this year, and I'm gonna tell you the players that I would pick, and I'm gonna tell you that they're almost guaranteed to have good NFL careers, as opposed to who's the losers. I can see it almost every year. Most of the players that I want to pick end up being good. There's some that are risky, and every now and then you blow one, but overall, I'm telling you, I don't even – sometimes I look at the GMs, and I'm like, what are you thinking? That's what I think sometimes. Yeah, right, Demonic, they're good, man. They're good. Let's see. Sergio run up so damn straight. That's why it's such a huge issue, right? You're a goalkeeper back in the UK and have to make effectively 20 field goal kicks per game. He gives his kicking foot no room at all. Yeah, dude. He's not an NFL kicker. Sure, he's better than us. So thank you, Tom Langley. I appreciate that little piece of input.
So even if we can't all be at 11:01 Russell, we can still put the home in home team.
This Friday, you can watch The Cruise at home on your big screen. We call that a win.
Oh, all right. What is that?
Make it a Cruise family movie night with The Cruise, a new age with BG on demand Friday. Go to watchcruise.com.
Nationwide presents.
Yeah, right, Chris? See, now that's not my experience. I tried to be a kicker one year in high school football, like the coach wanted to see who could kick. I tried 3 kicks. One went into the ass of the guy in front of me. Another one went, and I'm telling you, I tried. I had in my brain, I'm going to kick this. I thought I was going to do it. And I kicked one and went right into the guy's ass. I kicked another one that went like completely to the right. It was like I kicked it down. And the other one went right over the line and rolled. And like, next. And I didn't try it again.
We're back at Lumen Field in Seattle, and a reminder coming up, the Verizon halftime report.
You know what? This is a great – look at Mac. Look what he said. This is great. This is great. Josh Adams should change his number to 33. This way, anyone who bought a Jamal Adams jersey would not have to – it wouldn't be a waste. They already have 33 Adams. That'd be great. It's like you said, unless you burned it already, of course. That's funny, man. That was a good comment. Look at that screen. They're showing us how to run a screen here. All right.
In the Jets territory goes Chris Carson. He picks up about 9 on the play.
So it's always so good at these hurry up 2 minutes type situations. Great job communicating what they want to do. Get the protection squared away.
Yeah, right. Let's watch Bill Cowher on the halftime report. Let's see what he looks like. He's like, what I would do with this team, that would be cool if he did something like that. Like if he said like some ideas, like, and he gave it to us Jets fans because he knows we're watching. And he said, what I'd like to see done with the team, and he gives us some tidbits. Oh, wouldn't that be delightful? Get him! Oh, look. Hey, guys, I'm being visited by an old friend. I've been to more Jets games with this guy than almost anybody else. Let's welcome him to the stream. Officer Joe, what are you doing?
What's up, my brother? How are you doing?
Oh, man, we're having a good time.
I'm sure I know. I've been laughing about it. Listen, the pain, it never ends.
Well, hey, Joe, lower your TV a little bit. Lower your TV for me.
Lower my what?
Your TV.
My TV? Oh, hold on.
Hold on, guys. Sorry. So this is Officer Joe. Officer Joe has been in my life since we were in elementary school together. And we have, look at his wall. You see his wall? He's got the KISS shrine. He's got the shrine.
It kind of like ruined my night after I did it the other day, but
yeah. So, right. I'll tell you a funny story. So Joe Joe takes a picture of his brand new Kiss wall, and he says, "Hey, look, just finished it," or something. And I was like, "Yeah, but aren't the albums out of order?" And he's like, "No." And I'm like, "Yeah, I think they are." And he had to change it because I'm such an idiot Kiss nerd. I'm like, "No, that was 1975, not 74." But I don't know anybody who's as committed to the Kiss wall and the Kiss decor as Officer Joe here. So why is that, Joe? Why do you love to hang up so much Kiss stuff?
Come on, man. They started everything. They all revolutionized everything with music and hard rock and heavy metal. I don't care what anybody says. And
That's
you know,
right.
most the younger crowd, they don't understand them. But I mean, just putting that makeup on, and I remember for internet, I was a little older than you, but man, we didn't know who they were. We thought they were really like these amazing super characters.
Yeah, I thought Ace was from space.
Yeah,
I thought Ace was from space, man.
Exactly.
So yeah, I agree. Kiss is great. And we thought, Officer Joe and I thought when we went to the 1998 AFC Championship game, we were convinced Kiss was playing in that Super Bowl, and we were convinced that God was finally shining upon us. That finally they're giving us a Jet Super Bowl with Kiss playing it. We thought it was meant to be. And we didn't do anything after that.
Could you imagine that? I remember watching that game. Watching what was it? The Vikings, Randall Cunningham against the Falcons, and that Viking team with Randy Moss was young. I think he was like his first or second year. He was nasty. They had Robert Smith from freaking House. They were nasty, and then Atlanta wins, and it couldn't be like a perfect scenario. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, we got it. We got this. We're gonna win it, and then we lose. We lose on the road. We go to Denver, and of course, and we lose. And I wasn't sick to work that day. I was devastated.
So, Joe, I want you to
devastated.
meet somebody else. We're gonna get a couple guys involved with us here. This is Ryan from Talk 24/7. Ryan,
up, buddy?
This is one of my oldest friends, Officer Joe. He's a diehard Jets fan, and he's usually pretty angry.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So O'Leary will be here in a minute, and what I'd like to do is hear what you guys think of this game, but I also want to know what you think of Frank Bush. Like, we fired Gregg Williams. What do you think of the defense? Ryan, what do you think of the defense so far? Do you think it's showing that Gregg Williams was not needed, or what do you think?
I think we can't stop a nosebleed if we wanted to either way. I think we're playing so many young guys in the secondary that they're just going to feast on us. So I don't think it matters who's calling the defense right now.
You don't think it matters. Right. So, Joe, do you think Gregg Williams had any impact on the defense, or do you think it just doesn't matter at this point? We're tanking. It doesn't matter.
Over the years, I respect Gregg Williams a lot, man. But, he's like kind of a shady character. And you remember that whole Saint freaking thing when it went on and putting down on people's heads and all that bullshit. He came over here with a gangster attitude, and as usual, he comes here and personally, he's terrible. He did nothing for me. He did nothing for me.
Right. So I think guys, I really think I really do believe that from Joe Douglas's perspective, he doesn't give a shit because it is a tank for him. Players are still going to play and coaches are going to coach, but I don't think anybody. I don't think it really matters to Joe Douglas, because if anybody got anything out of this cast of characters, it was Gregg Williams over Frank Bush. So, Ryan, what do you think of Sam? What are the feelings and thoughts you're having concerning Sam right now?
Oh, man, he does not look good. He's had two balls that should have been picked off. He had the one right in the gut of Jamal Adams, and then the one tipped at the line of scrimmage that should have been picked off too. So he's just not having a good game. He had a few nice completions. You see some of the wow plays. I think he had one to, I think it was Jeff Smith, and one to Perriman that were both real nice. And I was like, oh, wow, awesome. But, more likely than not, this game's a lot worse if those two interceptions actually happen.
Hell yeah. Now, real quick, Ryan, what do you think of the fact that Jamal Adams had an easy pick and dropped it? What does that make you feel?
See, that makes me feel good, but then it makes me feel like a little agitated that he got the record for the 8.5 sacks on Sam just running out of bounds. You've got to be kidding me. Like, why is that how it happens? Like, oh, Sam, he couldn't throw it away. This is why Sam can't be our quarterback. He's giving away free records to Jamal Adams. I'm done with this shit. I'm so done.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't get it, man. Don't you know that we really care about this stuff? You can't do that.
You should be caring. I saw him smile. He smiled at Jamal, and I was like, what? You're supposed to hate him as much as I do.
Right, exactly right. Don't you hate him now like we do? So, Joe, what do you think of Sam? Any thoughts on Sam Darnold, Joe, that maybe
I'll tell you what. I'm going to be straight up with you guys and be honest. I'm a big college football fan. I'm a big Penn State guy. And I watched Sam's career. This guy, it's amazing. And and a lot of quarterbacks have a hard time, like, getting into the NFL. It's a big transition. In college, I watched this guy in the Rose Bowl throw that. Penn State had a 21-0 lead in the Rose Bowl against Sam. This guy had ice in his veins. I'm like, I was like, man, this guy's unbelievable. And I'm like, all right, So then the year after he plays, and then we drafted him. I'm like, I watch this guy. I don't know if it's just that they just get jetted. I don't get it. Like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, when we drafted him, I'm like, and I'm saying to myself and a lot of people, I'm like, listen, this guy, he's got an arm, he's got balls, he likes to throw the ball downfield. He is, he throws a lot of picks. Good, that's what we want. I don't know what happened to him. Is it just a bad Jet team in front of him? Yes, I agree. Is it did we tainted him? I don't know. I'm confused. Like, it's been a long time since we had a decent quarterback, and I thought he was going to be the one, but we really didn't do enough to put anything in front of him, I believe. But as far as I'm concerned, he's finished. We ruined another quarterback, another player. He might go on to another team and be good. I'm sure he probably will, as usual. But I thought he really was going to be the guy, and it's a shame. It's disgusting.
It really does. Like, it's sad to watch, isn't it? And like when Sam goes to the sideline, he just goes and Joe Flacco's there, and like Gase still doesn't talk to him. Hold on a second. Hey, I'm doing something over here. Sorry, I got 15 kids outside running around. So it's crazy over here. So let me ask you guys this. Do you think that this game becomes – we might even score right now. I doubt it, but we might kick a field goal. What do you think the ultimate score of this game is going to be? Like, do you think it's going to be like they're going to continue to rout us? Is it going to be – What's that? What happened?
God damn it.
Is that even like
we missed the field goal.
We missed another one?
He pushes it wide left.
He's overcompensating. Well, like I was saying before, and Ryan, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Where's Joe Prokop? Where is he?
Joe Prokop? He was a punter anyway, buddy. Remember the legs on Joe Prokop?
We had him kicking field goals. That's how bad we were in the 90s.
Yeah.
This team reminds me. But I tell you what, I'm going to go off the track. Of all the teams I've seen with the Jets, even that 1-16 team when we had Keyshawn, and then we moved on to Parcells after that with Kotite and all that shit, that team had a lot of talent. We knew if we got the right coach. This team, where are we going? Who is what? Who is on this team, man? Like, tell me. Give me one guy. You tell me. Just give me a guy that you really have some faith in. Please.
Mekhi Becton.
Huh?
Mekhi Becton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
right. Hold on. I'm gonna bring Matt O'Leary in with us, and we'll really get some feelings on things here. O'Leary, how you doing?
Sergio Castillo's my favorite player on the team, man. He's the tank king right now.
Yeah.
Embrace the tank.
Yeah.
Embrace the tank. Well, you know what I think it does, though? You know how there are some people thinking that Castillo might be the answer at kicker? Like, we know it's not Ficken. Yep. And at least now we can see it's not this guy either, man. So we actually have to get a real kicker. Do you agree, Matt?
Oh, 100%. This is just atrocious. How you miss 3 field goals and a half is just unbelievable. And there's no wind in Seattle either, so I don't know what the excuse is.
Very common for the Jets. Very common for the Jets. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we've ever seen 3.5 though. That's pretty good. Maybe somebody will look that up later. I don't know, but like people are saying in the chat, and just like Matt said, hey man, if you're on board with the tank, Sergio Castillo might be your favorite player right now. So Matt, what do you think of the game and everything? What is this? Look what's going on here.
Hey.
Whoa.
Happy birthday, Green Bean!
18 years old.
Just like my wife.
We made him legal. He's
Unbelievable.
finally
18.
Yes.
So you guys
Happy
want
birthday, Green Bean.
Oh, thank you, Ryan.
It's a
Thank
Carvel cake with crunchies just like you.
Hell
like it.
yeah, I'm gonna eat those.
That's my favorite kind of cake.
Oh,
I love that Carvel cake.
Make a wish.
So here, let me make a wish.
You better make it count.
Oh, they know
because I
what
think
it
you
is.
guys
I
really
know what
need
it
it.
is. They know what it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna come true. You see that?
Come on, make it happen.
You know, I really didn't know that was gonna happen. For a split second, I thought you guys were all in cahoots with my wife. We were, right? You texted them? She did?
Yeah. You knew
Holy
that.
shit. No, it's okay. I'm a pretty liberal guy. Let's just say that. But well, thank you, everybody. Thank you. I know I was like, why is everybody standing up? Like my kids are both in here. I'm like, what the hell is going on? You guys got to get out of here. That's what I was thinking. Well, thank you. As you guys probably know, I'm 48 years old.
Whoa! Whoa!
And for my wish, I won't tell you the exact wish, but the only thing I really give a shit about at this point is 0-16. That's all I want. That's all I want. So Joe Douglas has either Trevor Lawrence, or if he wants to get 35 first-round picks from the Jaguars, he can do that too. But I just want the option to do it, man. So, Matt, this is Officer Joe. I don't think you guys met before. Joe, this is Matt O'Leary. He's another great content creator out there. Officer Joe is he's an officer. But let me say this: how long until you retire, Officer Joe?
I think down to 2 months. 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah,
and this
25 years completed.
He's going to be retiring from the police force. He's a diehard Jets fan in 2 months. Now, Joe, are you going to just sit back and just kind of sip lemonade, or are you going to go be a security guard and or a private investigator and beat people up and stuff? What are you going to do?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take a couple months off, get all that crazy things out of my head, settle down a little bit. Hopefully by next year, maybe our Jets might be something, but I've been praying for that for years. So, I went through many transitions, you know what I'm saying? I'm just grateful, to be honest with you. Hard, long career, Kyle, been part of it, known me my whole life. And, but the Jets, ran through our veins, and I can't even make it. This is the best thing I think this year. I'm very happy about it, but we've been through seasons like this. I just hope that these damn Jets can draft properly and get the right picks, because I've seen everything. And when I say everything, I don't know how old you are, Matt. I'm 50. So I've seen everything. I can't even tell you. We drafted a guy that I love, the top guy, everybody, and it just never worked.
Well, the last time, and congratulations, Joe. I remember sitting in Joe's driveway years ago. He said, I think I'm going to be a cop. And if I do, I could retire when I'm 50. And we were like, dude, that's another lifetime. Who cares? And now here he is. But the last time we were this bad, we were actually 1-15. The next bunch of years were great.
They were.
Year 9-7, 12-4, all that kind of stuff came, and I think that we might be on the precipice of that. So, as far as this piece of shit game, Matt, what are you thinking about Jamal Adams? Any thoughts about anything with Jamal right now?
Very on brand, dropped an interception. But he did get in on a sack, which is also very on brand for him. Listen, this is what we've come to expect from Jamal Adams. I knew he was going to be hyped up for this game. And let him out of his fun. The Seahawks are going to win by 30 today, and it is what it is.
Right. I'm looking for Ryan. Do you think there's going to be a Gase Jamal hug in the middle of the field? What do you think is going to happen there?
I could see a handshake. I think could do it for the cameras. Gase is stubborn, but he kind of had to answer some questions this week about it. I don't know. I hope Jamal trips and falls on something while he's trying to run off the field. I love how he was getting so excited about that fumble that he caused that he didn't cause at all. It was
he didn't cause it, by the way.
It was. Right. I was like, you gotta be kidding me! Get the hell out of here, beating your chest.
I know.
Marcus May. Hey, Jamal Adams has 2 interceptions in his career. May has 2 this season. You don't pay a guy $18 million a year for 2 sacks in a 4-year career.
That's exactly right. And don't forget, he has those 2 interceptions were on backup quarterbacks in garbage time. It was the
Stidham?
guy in Detroit. Who was it? Yeah, Stidham is in the Patriots. Who was it? Castle up in Detroit.
Detroit, right?
It might have been. Yeah, I think you're right.
Right. So that's the only time he's ever picked off anybody. And as good as he is, he's a good player. Nobody's taking that from him. $18 million a year. He went into that defense, and they're still the worst defense in the league. Passing defense. So his impact is exactly like we were saying. Love having him, great player, but he does not move the needle in the slightest bit with the plays that he does make. And how great was it to see him drop that damn interception? Perfect in his. If nothing else happens, that was okay. That was all the validation I needed for the trade. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw 2 first-round picks come across my phone, I was like, we win. I don't care what happens. It's a victory.
Yeah. You know what's funny? When we were driving through Kansas when that happened, and we got the alert, and I said to my wife, oh, shit, something happened. Read it. And she read, the Jets got a 3rd-round pick. And I was like, what? I almost lost my mind. I thought we traded him for a 3rd. I was like, oh, we're in trouble. But 2 firsts and a 3rd, man. Oh, my God. So let me ask you, Joe, this game is pretty much going to be over. I mean, we know that. They're going to shellac us, and rightfully so. It's one of those games where you can almost take a breath. What do you think about the last 3 games? Is there anybody that you think we're going to beat, or you think we're going 0-16?
No, I want us to go 0-16. And I mean, typical Jets, though, we'll always do something stupid at the end. Of course, probably the last game of the season and blow the pick. But, no, I don't see that.
Patriots.
Listen, I've never seen a worse Jet team in my life. I'm not even kidding. Even with, and I can get into having Tony Stargills and John Booty. Yeah. There's those guys would have been superstars in this freaking team. I'm sorry, guys, you don't know who they are, but this is it's a joke. Now, I don't see it. Blessing. I just hope we do the right thing. I just really hope we do the right thing. I believe in Joe Douglas. I just hope, we do the right thing. And Sam's going to be a casualty, but hopefully we can use him as some kind of – did we get Trevor Lawrence? I don't know. I know you guys you watch college football. The guy really is iconic, but he does play for a team that makes it very easy for him. So coming to the New York Jets is a tough accomplishment, man. He might be miserable here. I'm saying? So it's I'm not a GM, but I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore. How many years?
I know.
I'm keeping an ear on the
82.
Well,
I'm trying to keep an ear on the halftime show because Cower is on right now. It's like, come on, say something. Say something.
Yeah, wouldn't it be great if he said something like, well, what I would do for this team is this, you know what I mean? Just some little nuggets for us Jets fans to nibble on. Yeah, he's saying any? Is he on yet?
He was on. I didn't catch anything. I didn't see any chuckles or anything like that. So I'm sure we're probably nothing.
Yeah. So let me ask Ryan. Do you think if let's say we draft Trevor Lawrence, do you think that this wide receiver group, these running backs, you think anybody's sticking around, or you think it's going to be a big clean house?
I mean, I could see us trying to retain Perriman. I would like to. On a 1-year contract. Crowder's locked in for next year. We could cut him and save a ton of money. So if they like Berrios, maybe they go that route. But I would stick with Crowder for next year. I'm hoping they hold on to Herndon and Griffin because I think they're not making a whole lot of money. Just see what happens there. I could see them making a trade for Zach Ertz or something like that, because Philadelphia needs to make a ton of cap space up because they're going to be way over the cap. Receiver-wise, we still got to add someone else. I still want Allen Robinson. If you have to go into the draft and draft someone, I'm fine with that too because we have enough picks to do it. But I would like to address wide receiver with more of a proven commodity like a Robinson, a Galladay, a Godwin, Gallup. The list goes on and on. There's a bunch of good ones in free agency.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of a long-winded answer, but I would like to see Jeff Smith and Vincent Smith, one of the two, brought back in some capacity because I think they're both really fast, and I think it would have been. I think Douglas likes the speed builds pressure, pressure builds burst pipes or whatever. I think that's the whole green bean saying.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't make it. I'm just repeating.
Nah, I know. Giving you credit for it.
My birthday and all, but so yeah, I mean, so Matt, I mean, like he said with the receivers and all that, do you think like Ty Johnson, Josh Adams, any of these skill position guys, like do you think that this is just this year and they're gone, or do you think that we have something?
I wouldn't be surprised if one of Adams or Johnson comes back. I think I like Ty Johnson a little bit more. But I'm completely fine with going running back by committee next year. So if you have Pirine, Johnson, and then either a veteran or a mid-round pick in next year's draft, I think you could probably survive with that. I just think that the wide receiver core, you're going to have to add another body probably in free agency just because of how deep the free agency class is and how much money the Jets have in free agency. Not too many teams are going to be in on the competition for getting these guys. So there's a lot of, Juju, Allen Robinson, Godwin, try one of those guys in free agency and, make life easier for your young quarterback. I think that's the move.
Yeah. And like you said, we have to spend it. And so many teams are going to be cutting guys that normally wouldn't be cut. And I think you're going to see some opportunity for trades and things like that, like us absorbing the contract because we have money. So like what Joe Douglas has done, I think people aren't really able to grasp how important what he's done is going to be this offseason. And maybe he didn't know it was going to be like this, whatever, but he was still saving money so he could do something like this. It just so happens with COVID, it's amplified like, 2 times because everybody's going to have to cut I'm so curious to see. I would love a Robinson or a Godwin or even Galladay, or, it's funny. I saw a potential trade opportunity with Gallup, doing some stuff like on the cheap because they're going to have to get rid of him. So people are going to be into getting a pick, So Joe, let me ask you before we wrap this up in the thing, anybody you want as the coach?
Honestly, I mean, I think we have to go take a chance on a younger coach. Maybe I hate taking college coaches because I know majority of them do fail, but there's plenty of them out there. But every time we take a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, I don't know. The only guy that comes to mind, and I know it's never going to happen. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think I told you, Kyle. And I think since Drew Brees is at the end of his line, right?
I would love to see this happen.
Sean Payton, man, how great would he be with us? He's like a New York guy. He knows with the Giants and everything. But I know it's going to be that's the only senior coach, an acting coach that I would really want. But if that happens, I doubt it. I mean, over there it's so much easier. Over here he knows. But you agree with me? He would be
well. Let me ask you this, and would you give up a first and a third for him kind of thing? Because that's what
I would in a heartbeat.
Matt, would you do that?
I wouldn't give up a first-round pick for him, but I do like him a lot as a coach.
I would take Sean Payton for the Seattle first in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't even think twice about it. I'll give him Sam. I'll give him a first. I'll give him a third if I have to. I would give up that much to get him. I think he's that good.
And then Sean Payton says, actually, no, slow down on the Sam Darnold. I want him to be the starter.
and then we trade out of number 1 and we get all our picks back anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what, though.
I don't want to see that. No, I want Lawrence.
Incredible. So, look, we can start to wrap this up a little bit. I do appreciate you guys coming on. It's been a lively stream today. Everybody's kind of in good spirits knowing that the tank is pretty secure today for this week. Matt, any closing thoughts? Anything you want to see? Anything you're hoping to see out of the game? Final score? Anything like that?
I think I tweeted this out half jokingly, but I said that the Jets might give up 500 yards of offense today, but that's very well a possibility in this game. They really might.
Yeah.
Do. So we'll see. But I think this is going to be pretty ugly, boys.
Yeah. So 500 yards of offense. That would be something. Ryan, any final thoughts you want to throw out there?
I would like to see Jamal Adams have a very similar performance to the first half so I can rip on him in my 5 takeaways video. That's what I would like to do.
Right. It would be good. It would be good to do that. Mm-hmm. Joe, anything you want to say in closing? And then we'll get to some plugs.
Nah, not too much. I mean, listen, I'm happy the way it's going. I just hope I hate this team right now. Just let you I understand anything about it. I barely watch any of the games. I just watch highlights because I'm just tired of it. It's just a disgrace of football. But I think in the end game, I just think I hopefully within the next 2 years, I'm praying, that we will be a playoff team again, and we should be. This NFL is not like it used to be. You can put a team together very quick with draft picks and some free agents, like we were all talking about, and get it together quick. And I just hope we get the right coach. And being a Jet fan, man, it's just like it's tiring for me. It's tiring. Yeah. In my face, I'm tired, man. Look,
we're not young anymore, man.
I can't. Right. I'm tired.
So Joe predicts playoffs. That's what I heard. He's saying playoffs next year. So I appreciate that very optimistic view. So Matt, anything you want to tell people where they can find you? Anything you got coming up?
Yeah. So new episodes of the Just Jets podcast drops every Wednesday. You can follow me on YouTube and on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. I have a ton of fun over there. So if you're interested, check it out.
Right on. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, you can find me over at Jets Talk 24/7 on YouTube. If you want to get yourself one of those SNL shirts that says World Champs 16, 17, 18, I just threw those up on the store. Other than that, I'll see you guys Tuesday.
That's right. Don't forget Tuesday night Talking Jets panel. Do we have anybody else coming on this week?
Richie's going to be on from Jets Media this week.
Jets Media. Right on. I'm actually doing Richie's show tomorrow.
Nice.
So I'll get a lot of Richie Jets Media time in this week. It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
So you guys are the best. And pretty soon we're working on a really cool draft Jets panel. We're doing something. It's going to be awesome. It's already fun to even think about it. So Matt O'Leary, Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7, Officer Joe, I appreciate you all coming on. Let's watch a terrible second half and continue the tank, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having us, Green Bean.
Thank you.
So that was the group. That was the guys. It was funny. I was like almost hanging up the phone. I was going to get up and go eat or something. I forgot I was actually doing a live stream. I was just hanging out for a few minutes. How great are those guys? And I missed, obviously, a whole bunch of comments and stuff. It's hard to read when I'm talking to others. In my really impressive mental capacity, I still find it hard to do more than one thing at a time. I can pretend I do it, but, So what's been going on? What's the score? Did the Jets score any more touchdowns? Did the Seattle Seahawks do anything?
Greg Gumbel, Rich Gannon, and Jay.
All right, let's watch this play. So let me ask you guys, did Bill Cowher say anything worth talking about? Give it to me. Give it to me. Ah, there you go. Big stuff. Big stuff. Yeah, Thor, let me tell you, Jet Central, who I like a lot, he doesn't really collab very often. So I don't know why that is, but we've kind of just, stopped bothering him. You know what I mean? Respect him, respect his channel, like him, but, he doesn't seem too interested. So, and that just is what it is. But I agree. I'd love to collaborate with him as well. But I had Joe, the comedian, was coming on today. I saw him trying to get in, but he must have been having some phone issues. I would see his face. Look at that. Oh, who is it? that Louvu? Louvu with the sack.
At the heart of that.
That's right.
Well, the quarterback was still in the pocket. Legal contact. Defense.
What the hell is that? It's twice in one game. While the quarterback was still in the pocket, illegal contact. What is that?
Against Marcus May and the Jets defense.
This is crap.
And when things are going wrong, they continue to go wrong.
Just keep an eye on Marcus May. He's in coverage on.
Oh, I get it. I see. That's bullshit.
That's where the flag comes in.
That was a weak penalty, guys. Just want you to know that. Took away a sack. Poor Louvu. Poor Hewitt.
Seattle at midfield now.
Get him.
This is Chris Carson. And Carson.
There, Blasson Austin. Nice open field tackle there. That's pretty good.
That's good to see Chris Carson.
Yeah. I know, like MC said earlier, it's like if this was a game we cared about, we would be losing our minds with the way the refs are playing. I just don't think they give a shit. Like, they know the Jets aren't doing anything. Seattle's in the race. We have, one of the golden boys of the NFL in Russell Wilson. We also have DK Metcalf and Lockett and Jamal Adams and Wagner. There's a lot of stars. Look at that. And Quinnen Williams taking the day off, everybody.
Just watch the block and the back. I mean, this is linebacker goes the wrong way. I mean, it's just
Quinnen Williams wasn't even in there, I don't think. I didn't see him. Look at that hold. Did you see that? Did you see that hold? He had him by the front of his shirt when he was trying to spin around.
28-yard pickup.
Dude, I'm telling you. That's just, I hate blatant stuff like that, you know?
Carson again.
See, this is when the game just starts to go, okay, we're just going to man up. We're just going to outman you now. We're going to run it down your throat and punch you in the face. Frank Bush. Frank Bush. Frank Bush. That's right. John Holton nailing it. I love our new D coordinator. This is the best our D has looked all year. Am I right or am I right? Am I right?
Center quarterback exchange.
Oh, there. Look at this. Oh, he's going to make it. 30 points. So right now it's 29-3. But in fairness, the Jets should have 6 or 9 or 12. Didn't we miss 3? Thank you, Gregg Williams. All-out blitz cover Trevor Lawrence play. That's right. What a parting gift. I don't know anybody who has given us such a fine gift before they left as Gregg Williams. Am I right? All right, so listen, I'm going to go bathroom break number 1. I made it all the way to the third quarter. I will leave you for a moment with what we all love.
See your doctor if you have new or worse cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, increased hunger or thirst, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in urine or eyesight, muscle pain or weakness,
That's funny.
joint pain, confusion or movement.
Yeah, that's why they both reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm just so you know I'm good." That's funny. Yeah.
Conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant.
No, I appreciate it. That was my wife was asking me if the cake was okay. You know, that if I was like bent out of shape about it, because you don't know me, guys. I'm not really all that. I'm not into surprises, and I'm not the most festive person in the world. So anyway, she was just checking, like, hey, is that okay? She was talking to Ryan and O'Leary behind me, behind closed doors. You believe that? What do I make of this? J-Mac, Demonic, what do I make of this? Blunted Vegas, should I be mad at my wife and Ryan and Matt O'Leary for them all conspiring behind me? I think it's okay. At the end of it, I got a Carville cake, so there's that.
It's the K Friends and Family event.
You know, so that's always a good thing. Well, my buddy, Officer Joe, that was great. I couldn't have asked for a better birthday gift. Be sitting here with you guys, with Leary, with Ryan, and with Officer Joe. It's about as good as it gets, in my opinion. So, did I ask you guys? I asked you if Bill Cowher said anything of interest during the halftime talk. Anything? Did they say anything? Did he say anything that we could chew on for a little while?
So here's Russell Wilson's story so far today. He's completed 10 of his last 11 throws, 18 of 23 for the game, 167 yards, 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception.
18 for 30 for 20, 18 of 23, 167 yards and 3 TD passes for Russell Wilson today. And it's the beginning of the third quarter. 3 touchdown passes. Look at this guy. Yeah. All right. You didn't see him talk? Bogalusa Flirt, what's up, man? How you doing? It's nice to see you in here. You wanted Seattle to lose? Why? Because you want the Jets to win? Yeah, I get it, man. Believe me, in my heart, I want the Jets to win too. Thank you, Big Frank. I see that. Good job by Mrs. Bean. Yeah, man. Thank you. That was great. I appreciate it, guys. I did not know that was coming.
That's all this Saturday on CBS.
That's right. John Holton said something good there. There's not going to be any more last-minute baloney for us. Maybe the Patriots game, you know, depending on the playoff scenarios and all that sort of stuff. But we're just going to get stomped from this point on. Wow, 27-17. Indy over the Raiders. I know, the Raiders suck. And this is what we were talking about last year. Let me tell you something. The fact that that was a game like it was showed you that the Raiders are not good. And everybody talking about what Gruden's done out there. I'm not impressed, man. And I think he's taken – oh, my God, I thought that was Jamal Adams. Darnold is really not good.
That's 3 drops today for this defense.
That's Ugo Amadi.
Amadi had it right in his hands. Sam Darnold never feels him undercut this route. That could have been a pick 6.
Amadi was looking at the end.
Damn, that's 2 drop picks.
Seattle secondary needs to spend a little bit more time in the jugs machine.
What was I saying? I felt like I was saying something. I can't believe. What's up, Santa Cola? Good to see you, man.
Good shot at a pick 6.
I got you, Bogalusa. Look at this. Sam's getting crushed. Yeah. Frank Bush. He's so bad, the offense is terrible. But this is Gase, man. This is our offense. Look at it. Stunts. They rushed 6, man. They rushed 6 at them. We're ill-equipped with our schemes to stop it. I'm done with Pollock, too. I thought Pollock was such a great hire. I really did. I liked what he did in Dallas. I didn't hate what he did in Cincy for that year. It was bad, but it was a bad situation. I thought he did well. All things considered, and he got fired just because Marvin Lewis got fired. You know? I don't know, Demonic. I think that, it's not going to be a quick fix, but I think with the foundational pieces that are there right now, Mekhi Becton, Denzel Mims, even Fant, McGovern, who I still believe in, by the way, Quinnen Williams, Franklin Myers, Marcus May, Bryce Hall. I think these guys are going to be the foundational pieces for easily building on top of. This free agency is going to be such a huge deal, guys. Don't forget, the cap is going down to 175. There are teams that it would have been over it if it was 225. There are teams $80 million over the cap. Now, even if guys are willing to take a little bit of a pay cut, they're not taking that big. They're not taking $5-10 million less to stay with the Saints or whoever, the Steelers, to then go into the Jets. All right. So if we get Trevor Lawrence, and then with our second pick, we get Devonta Freeman or Freiermuth or Kyle Pitts or Creed Humphrey, one of these guys, just like upper tier guys at their position, Patrick Jones, and then with pick 33 we get Najee Harris or the tight end Kolar from Iowa State or Brevin Jordan from Miami. If we start doing that, and then in free agency, dude, we're bringing in. By the way, I think it's going to be Godwin over Allen Robinson. Would be totally fine with either one, but Godwin is my preferred choice of receiver because he's younger. But don't forget, so we're going to add one or two of those guys. We're going to add another guard, probably Thuney. We're going to add a pass rusher, probably Judon. So we're going to be bringing these guys in, plus all these draft picks, 2 firsts, the highest third, the first and the third, the first and the fourth, the first and the fifth. Or do we give our fourth? So we don't have the fourth, right? The fifth. And then we have 2 fifths, 2 sixths. Dude, we're going to be able to round this team out, man. Not to get to the bowl next year, but then that foundational piece on top of these small pieces, you're going to see a big difference, especially when a coach can maximize it. The coaching hire is the biggest thing going.
In franchise history so far.
You got Gase. He's actually talking to a player. What was that?
Staring at 0-13 with a loss here today. Russell Wilson sets up a screen and overthrows his intended receiver, Chris Carson. So as we said at the beginning of the day, these Seahawks looking to climb into a first-place tie in the NFC West.
Oh, I love 0-13. Don't you guys love it?
Saints losing 17-0 to the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles making the quarterback change. Carson Wentz to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. Kevin Randall, you're nailing it. I mean, it's a joke at this point, actually. And Anye West or Anye West or Anye Wayne, Ain Wayne. That's what I've been calling you. Tell me if I'm saying it wrong. Is it Anye or is it Ain Wayne? I like the sound of Ain Wayne because it rhymes, but that's just me. So is it Ain Wayne or Anye Wayne? Tell me. I don't want to butcher your name. So, but he said it too. Gase has no play calling imagination, so he's just bland and corny, right? And it's like it's bland and ineffective. It'd be one thing if we had this dominant O-line and a bruising running back, and we just ground and pound 4.5 yards a carry. You know what I mean? It's like 4.5 yards. You know, it's 2nd and 5. Then you get, and it's 3rd and 1, and you just get 4 more yards every time. Then it would be boring but understandable. You know, you can justify it. But we suck.
On the ground and going
Look at that.
Carlos Hyde. We've We've talked about it this weekend, Rich.
Well, the interesting thing, Frank, is that we're not going to be able to get the draft before free agency, right? Free agency happens first. So what do? What came first, chicken or the egg, man? So they just have to know that you have Trevor Lawrence on the docket, on deck. And I think, obviously we'll be hiring the coach before then. But so it depends on the coach. If we were able to bring in a Matt Campbell, a Bill Cowher, somebody like that, and then we're drafting Trevor Lawrence, come on. Everything's changing. Then you bring in, you got Godwin or Allen Robinson with Joe Thuney and Matt Judon. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Who knows who else is going to be available? Like, think about this. The only problem with having really great wide receivers at all five is that you need some of them to play special teams, right? Like wide receiver, cornerbacks, safeties, like those backup guys are needed for special teams. Backup running back, you need those guys for special teams. So if you have a guy like Perryman as your fourth wide receiver, and then you have like a Gallup or something like that, like let's say you trade for Gallup, you sign Allen Robinson, you got Denzel Mims, you got Crowder, you draft somebody, like who plays special? So you can't really do that. That's why I don't think Perryman's staying here. And if we do, it's probably a sign that we're not going to do some other things that we want to do. So I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like the Perryman. Yeah, in theory, I get it, but it's like not if he's going to push one of these young guys out and not play specials. Like you need that. Specials are important.
On the ground, just inside the 5, is Carlos Hyde.
I'll tell you something. Quentin Williams is a non-factor. Is he even playing?
It's a lot of coach speak, but not with DK Metcalf this week. He said to us, it's time for us to blow a team out. We have not done that since I've been here.
Okay, Demonic, what are you saying? So this team is not winning more than 5 games next year. We are so bad from 11 years of bad draft to check trying to. Yeah, I don't know. I hear you. I think I disagree. It all depends on what we do, but I think it's absolutely possible to see. Don't forget, San Francisco 49ers had the second pick in the draft, picked Bosa, and then went to the Super Bowl. All because of Garoppolo playing the way he did. And, I mean, obviously their defense, but I'm just saying that was the big difference.
Brought to a stop at about the 4, maybe the 3.5 yard line.
Great, just to pay off what Jay had to say.
You think Frank Bush is not allowed to call a cover 0 blitz no matter what the situation?
The message early in the week about this winless Jets team, look, we're not going to underestimate the opponent. We never do. We treat them all the same. Doesn't matter who we play or what the record is. We treat each and
Right,
every
Ethan
game
Richard. This is how I see it.
exactly the same with the respect. And they play an important
This is how I see it.
preparation.
Hold on, let me just watch the play.
It's preparedness by how well they practice.
Wilson wants another touchdown pass. Shakes a tackler.
There it is.
In the end zone.
Who's 41?
With the catch.
Is that backup safety? I can't remember his damn name anymore. These guys are so, interchangeable. It's like I don't even remember it. So, Ethan Richards, I agree. If JD upgrades the offense well, and if Trevor plays at least as good as Herbert or better, you'll see a major difference. This is how I see it. And I think when you bring guys in, like Mims plays all year, he's healthy. Don't forget, he's not an injury-prone guy. He had one injury in college with a broken wrist and hand, and then he had this hamstring issue this year. No training camp. It makes sense. You know what I mean? So those guys play. You get Najee Harris, you get Devonta Freeman, some of these guys, Chris Godwin. Dude, everything's different. You bring in Thuney, you draft another guard or center. Think about this. You got Becton and Fant on the outside, right? Let's just say we do that. You move McGovern to guard, you draft Josh Myers for center, or Linderbaum, or any of these guys, man. These are starting caliber centers. You put that guy in, you move McGovern to left or right guard, then you put Thuney in at the left guard. Dude, it's an entirely different line, and it's dominant. That's a dominant line. That's how easy. And then if you have a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence that could see the field, release the ball quick, you're not even needs to because the line's giving him time. But you do that, and then you have receivers like Godwin, Mims, Crowder, Freeman. I keep saying Devontae Freeman. It's not what I mean. I mean Devonta Smith.
$5 on any order of $20 or more.
Just rolls off my
We're at
tongue.
the movies and we need to silence our phone. Who knows where that button is?
I don't have silent.
Everyone does.
All right, Dark Demonic. Here we go. Huddle up, chat. Eyes on the prize. 0-16. Ready, break. I'm with it. I'm with it.
Don't forget, you're not assisting him. You hired him. You have nowhere to sit.
This is so awesome to be with new team New York Jets. This is like Christmas for me, green and black. Yeah, man. Welcome.
Progressive can't protect you.
Welcome. It's been unhappy place. I want you to know that. You know, it's been unhappy being a Jets fan. We're unhappy more than we're happy. That much I'll tell you. We're on the verge. We're on the verge, man.
So you're ready to wrap ASAP.
You give your time. You give your courage. You soldier through and make us proud.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I see you, Demonic. I know what you're saying. And that's been our problem. Again, I mean, look, there are so many moves like this, right? But the one that epitomizes the whole McCagnon era is that, number one, he passes on Mahomes and Watson, who I would have taken Watson that year without question. Okay? That would have been the guy I got, and we could have. So we pass on both of those guys to take Jamal Adams, a safety, and then we double down and take another safety with pick number 2, or their second round pick. But then next year we trade 3 second-round picks to move up 3 spots to grab a quarterback. So we had no second-round picks that year or the year after. And the first pick after you did that to draft a damn quarterback, your first pick is an old, for a rookie, small school reach at defensive tackle, the position that can help him the least. That's your next pick. In that draft, the only thing he gave Sam Darnold was Chris Herndon. That's it.
The 76 Buccaneers.
The rest of the draft was garbage as far as having a new quarterback.
8-1, moved to Indianapolis the following season.
Greg Tarr, we drink that Kool-Aid. Joe Douglas is making it, I'm drinking it.
17 Browns.
That's right.
0-16. Going 1-15.
Green Bean, what do you think of drafting Creed Humphrey? Well, that's what I was just talking about. I guess you missed it. That's literally, I think that's a great plan. But the thing is, I don't know if you need Creed Humphrey, because like Creed Humphrey's going in the first, in my opinion. If not the first, very early second. And he was open, Sam Darnold. What is Sam Darnold's stats right now? Look at the point differential. 173. So, but I think you can get Josh Myers in the third, maybe the second, but probably the third, and you probably can get Linderbaum in the third or fourth. So I think they're going to be almost as good as Humphrey, both of those guys. That's just my initial take. I have a lot of evaluation to do yet.
The guy happens to be 37 years old. It's Frank Gore. And so, look, regardless of what happens with Adam Gase next year, whether he's back, whether he's not, I mean, this roster has to change. They have to be more aggressive in free agency. They have to do a better job identifying, drafting, and developing players, and they better figure out.
You hear this, announcer? They have to do a better job developing players. We have no offensive staff. How can we possibly develop anybody? The only staff that we have that's even competent for a position is offensive line. We have Pollock and Frazier. Those are good coaches, at least reputable. It's the only one we have a tier. And well, wide receiver Jefferson, and then you have Hines Ward as like a new coach, trainee kind of level.
Do they have to pick Trevor Lawrence with the first overall pick if they have it for this fan base to give them some hope? And, to be honest with you, I think
8-8 next year. This is where I'm going.
Maybe the best thing.
Why does he have slam the door like that? What is that? I'm going to have to choke my son later.
Thanks, James. Third and
figuratively. Right. The thing is, like, look, it's very similar to when we got rid of Rich Kotite. That team, we had Keyshawn Johnson, Jeff Graham, Wayne Corbett. We had Adrian Morell as a running back. Like, that team was better than 1-15. Okay, we had Marvin Jones, Mo Lewis. We had some good guys, man. That team was better than 1-15. The problem was the coaching was so atrocious that they couldn't get out of their own way. That's what it was. I think you replace Gase with competence, just competence, and you're going to see a 6-win differential right there. Six game swing right there. There were games at Gase's boneheadedness, like San Francisco. We could have been in that game. He was an idiot that game. He played scared. Dude, how do you lose their two best defensive pass rushers in like 2 subsequent plays? The play following that, those 2 guys going down was a sack. How the hell does that even happen?
This week only, save on last minute gifts.
That's right. The entire team folded, and that's what we need.
We believe you should get more. That's why we merged with Sprint. Now it's about to get even better. And as we work to integrate Sprint's network, our nationwide
That's right,
5G
yeah.
keeps getting
Ain Wayne, did you correct me if I'm saying that wrong? Correct me if I'm saying it wrong. I'll look. I might have missed it. So, Ain Wayne, you're right, though. When you listen to, remember Joe Douglas's mid-season press conference? And everybody got all huffy-puffy that he was saying Gase is part of the solution and all that kind of stuff. What he was doing was he was taking all the bullets, which is what a leader does. Believe me, I've been a director for many years. I know exactly what that is. You don't throw your staff under the bus. When you have to talk up or you getting criticized, you weather it. And then you go into a back room and you lace into your staff if you need to. But you don't do that. So what Joe Douglas did was he took all the bullets, said, nope, that's my fault. I have to do a better job. I have to do this. I made a mistake. That's what he did. When you listen to Gase's press conferences or even these little videos on like Jets 360 when he's breaking down film, he'll say, now look, if the lineman executes what we're supposed to do, like he's always throwing somebody under the bus. He's never taking any responsibility, and that's why no one respects him. No one. There's not a single player that respects this guy. A guy like Frank Gore probably likes him because Frank Gore's in the sunshine. You know?
Guys, State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
All right, cool, Lane. Thank you.
When you want the
I'm
real
glad
deal,
I was saying
like
it
a
right.
good neighbor, State Farm is there.
So, look, I don't like Sam. I don't like Adam. I don't like Jamal Adams. I don't. I didn't love him when he was here. I liked him as a player, but I didn't like all the antics and everything. But I liked him as a player. But as much as I hate the stuff that he says, he was right about Gase. No, I don't think he should have did it that way. I think that's low life stuff. You go to the worst Jets beat reporter, the guy who's one tick above a stalker who was just fired. You go to him and you write a big story and you say all that stuff in public. You know, I get it. He wanted to get out, but you still don't do that. There's certain degrees of decorum that you should uphold in these positions of, you're in the spotlight, you know. So, but he was right. He said Gase never addresses the team at halftime, never addresses the team after a win, after a loss. He doesn't address the team. Other coaches do that. And why would anybody respect him as a leader? Don't forget, Jamal Adams also said, and some other players said, nobody respects Gase. They do respect Gregg Williams, but they don't respect Gase. Thank you, Hasso. That's okay, man. I appreciate it.
This is DJ Dallas.
Look how bad the Jets are. 37-3, dude. This is Adam Gase. Quarterback whisperer. Quarterback guru. Offensive genius. I don't even want to hear that he doesn't have the horses. Joe Flacco came in with Dowell Loggins and stuff, and they at least showed that you could do something. I don't want to hear it.
Second and 3.
Oh, wow, look at that. I didn't even realize Geno was in. Did you guys tell me that? Geno Smith. Look at him. Yeah, there you go. Geno Smith. I want to see Geno take the ball, run away from the sack backwards, and try to spin it around his back on the end zone. That's what I want to see. Oh, I already saw that. I saw that when he was on the Jets. You guys remember that? Geno Smith's about to get sacked in the end zone, and he decides to spin the ball around his back like he's playing hoops on a playground, for fuck's sake.
I recommend Nature Made vitamins.
There he goes, Luigi. Luigi Gamer. Thank you.
An independent organization that sets
Yeah, we know, buddy.
purity standards. Nature Made.
Now let me ask you: is that a shot? Like, are you poking us with a stick, or are you just agreeing? Like, oh my God, we suck. Are you not a Jets fan, Luigi? Because we've been called worse by our own family. That ain't gonna work. We're impossible to troll, brother. If you're one of us, welcome. You can't troll Jets fans. We already know. Anything you're going to say, it's like, remember that movie 8 Mile with Eminem? How did he win the last battle? He won the last battle by doing everything that he thought the guy was going to do. He said it all. But now what are you going to say? I already know all that shit. You can't embarrass me. I already know. Hey, the game just went off. Do you know why? Game go off for you guys? Yeah, exactly, Ain. Hey, man, I gave them the plays. They can't execute it. If they can't execute it, is that on me? Yeah, it's on you, because you don't hire coaches to work with the guys, and you don't work with anybody to develop them. He just gives them plays and says, do this. Yeah, it would be great. Gregg Williams is probably watching this just to see. This is the worst the defense has looked all year. Hands down, man. Oh, this thing is getting nuts. Yeah, something went on. Can we try the game again? Let me see. I don't got the game. Okay. Hey, can we try the game? Everything went off on me. Yeah, no, my live stream is still here. Let me see. I have Game Pass. Can I watch that shit? Let me sign in over here. Let me sign in. I think I'm already signed in. Right? Aren't I signed in? Kyle, yeah, that's me. I almost slipped out my real name. Oh, there it is. I got it. You could try it, though.
All Seattle. 37-3.
All Seattle. You hear that? This game has been all Seattle. Look at Geno. I can't believe it. So nice to see him.
Under pressure.
There he goes. Sack. Big sack. Is that Quinnen Williams?
Hit by
Fatukasi.
Out of the,
Geno Smith is hurt.
out of the pocket.
You see him? The way he spins out. Geno's a complete moron. Look at that. No reason to spin there.
Makes the hit.
No. Geno, punch me, I'm stupid, Smith. It's the best thing I've heard all day. Geno, punch me, I'm stupid, Smith. That's borderline brilliant, man. That is pure comedy. I love it. That's hilarious. So you guys did you guys lose the game too? Because mine just came back on.
Early in the season, week 1 and 2, talking to some quarterbacks, they said, we won the huddle at about 6 yards. We had to move it back because we got defensive linemen listening to the huddle calls and hearing the huddle calls.
Kind of disturbing for a quarterback to hear his signals barked all over the place and come back to him. 3rd and 11.
All right, come on, Geno. What do you got? Oh! crushed again. See, like, and you're seeing the difference between Russell Wilson and Geno Smith. Like, we're sending everybody for Smith too. He just has a better awareness. Well, these are probably the backup linemen too, right? Maybe. I don't know.
How do you fix this New York Jets situation? Start drafting?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the season, Greg, you're going to go back and evaluate everything. Go back and evaluate every part of your organization, leadership. You look at the front office, scouting, personnel. You look at the scheme evaluation, personnel evaluation with your players. There's a lot of work to be done with the Jets.
I hate. Yeah, it is nice to see Geno still sucks. You know what I hate? I hate announcers, man. I hate these guys. They talk out of their ass constantly. It's like, what are you going to do to fix the Jets? He goes, oh, they have a lot of work to do. You got to start with the scouting. And dude, how about this? The GM just got here, okay? How about this? You give him more than one damn draft to fix a team. He's got the worst coach in football. Who's private chatting? Oh, Joe's still hanging around. What are you doing in here? You all right, Joe? You just watch it. You got to talk to me through the chat. There you go. Look up. Let's bring Joe back for a minute. Let's see what he's got. What are you doing, Joe? You here?
What's up, brother?
You just like hanging out, watching the game through our eyes?
Absolutely, and listen to your pain. You know, the pain that it's great. You know, I'm not saying it no more. At least you can like filter it. It's like nice.
Yeah.
Weight off my chest.
It's a skill I'm developing. You know, how many times in the stands I get threatened to get kicked out or get into a huge fist fight. I was completely unfiltered. You know, how many times, man? How many times?
Funny, in the crowd we hung out with, like we can't mention names, but rough crowd.
Yeah, we were rough.
We were always innocent. We never tried to ensue the pain, but they always tried to do it on us. But now I'm just great. I'm just listening to you. I'm just watching. I got the red zone on. I'm just watching the rest of the games, and I'm watching the Packers. Actually, they're going to beat Detroit. Wow, big deal. You know what?
Yes, we do.
Jet fans have to say. That's the other thing I wanted to say before you get me off real quick. It could have been worse. We could have been the Bucks. We could have been Detroit, or we could have been who else is worse than us?
The Bucks. The Bucks have a Super Bowl in our lifetime.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'd rather be the Bucks, man.
Yeah, really?
But here's the thing, and then I'll let you go, Joe. Yeah. And you can hang out if you want, but here's the thing. Cool. It's gonna be so sweet when we win. When the Jets get it going and we win, it's going to be the sweetest piece of fruit you ever had in your life. And we're going to know the difference between bandwagon fans and who's been here.
Right.
You know what I mean? All right.
Definitely, man. Definitely. I seen us go to 4 AFC championship games. Four. I've seen it.
Yeah. And we lost everyone in bullshit fashion.
And always what? On the road. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Always
we got to have a team. Right. We can't be the Cinderella team, man. We got to actually dominate during the year.
Of course.
But, yeah. All right, yeah. Joe, I'm gonna let you go. But
go.
Hey, nice again. Congrats on your retirement. I love you.
Thanks for hanging out, Nation, bro. Hang in there. I'm back into it again. Now that I'm retired.
Yeah, good, man.
I have more time to get involved. Not that I want to.
That's right. You'll be back in there. And I'm on a national tour. I'm going to do a whole interview with Joe, and you'll see. It's going to be great, man. But I love you, bro. We'll talk more.
I love you, brother. Take care. Everybody, take care. I love you all. Bye.
Later. Officer Joe. That's one cool dude right there. It's one cool dude. I watched that guy one time. He was so mad. I feel like it was the Raiders. It was like against the Raiders in the playoffs, something. I watched him pick up a TV and throw it at another TV. That's what I watched him do. He picked up a TV and threw it at another TV. That's the stuff. That's the stuff. 37-3. Still got 12 minutes in this game. Holy macaroni. What's Connor Hughes saying? 12M wide receiver screen on 3rd and 21.
Okay, let's go back on.
That's definitely a Gase call. 3 years too late, Connor. Yeah, right. Yeah. This is what we've been saying forever, dude. I don't know if Gino got him fired, Ain. I think Rex Ryan did a pretty good job of himself. But look, I loved Rex. He was my favorite coach ever. When those first 2 years, I thought I wanted him to be the coach forever. But by the time he was getting fired, I was ready to go. You guys want to see? I showed you guys. I actually met Rex Ryan the last day he coached as a Jet. I had field passes. I had field passes for the Miami game down there, and CBS caught me saying hello. So look at this. Here's the picture. See that? Let me get that comment off. Hold on. So you guys see, that's me shaking Rex Ryan's hand. It's on CBS. Like, I had all these people text me the picture when they saw it on the screen. They couldn't believe. They're like, "Holy shit, that's Green Bean." So they sent me the picture. That's my wife and my son, and my poor daughter's face got cut off there. She was wearing a little Jets cheerleader outfit. So cute. Remember the picture?
What picture? Oh, so cute. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so I loved Rex Ryan. But even that day, I told him, "Hey, thanks for everything. We love you." I told him that's what I was yelling at him right there. But I was ready for him to go too. So anyway, there's that picture. That's me and Rex Ryan. Skiddly-doo. There he is. Thanks for stopping by, Rex Ryan. Thanks for stopping by. All right. So what are we talking about? Gino Gazza. To think I used to love Pete Carroll when he was – I know. He was – remember when they fired Koslet, Greg? You remember that? They fired Koslet and they kept his whole staff on. And they just bumped Pete Carroll up to head coach. They saw it. They had that presence of mind. Like, there's something to this guy. He's going to be a great coach in the league. And we were 6-4 playing the Miami Dolphins for first place. We were beating their ass, and then Dan Marino came back, and that was the fake spike game. Pete Carroll lost every game after that. It's like that fake spike just demoralized us. We lost the fake spike game, and we lost every game that year, fired Pete Carroll, hired Rich Kotite, and won 4 games in 2.5 years. Woo! From first place. Remember that, Greg Tarr? You remember that? I remember that. Solo Marco Polo. So what are you saying? If Chris Johnson's plan was so detailed, so in-depth, that he hired Gase specifically to be terrible to get Trevor Lawrence 3 years later, let me tell you this. If that was his plan and it's being executed like it is, he would be the most brilliant mind in football history. Occam's razor says it's more than likely he's just an idiot and his choice sucked. More than likely. It's possible. That's good, though. I like what you're doing. Hess was senile, Greg. Remember that when he said he fired Pete Carroll and hired Rich Kotite later that day. And when they did a press conference and when they interviewed him, he said, "Hey, I'm 87 years old. I deserve some damn enjoyment from this team too before I go." That was what he said. And he hired Rich Kotite as his big swing. Like, Leon Hess just stayed in the background. He never did anything. And that year's like, "That's it. I fucking had it." And he fired Pete Carroll and he hired Rich Kotite, and it was terrible. But then, you know what that senile guy did, Greg? He went and stole Bill Parcells from the New England Patriots. And I mean stole him. He stole everybody. Bill Parcells and the coaching staff didn't even fly home with the team after the Super Bowl, which is douchey, by the way. But they did it. They stole Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells, Ron Earhart, Charlie Weiss, I think Ron Earhart was actually here, and he just kept them. Romeo Crennel, Maurice Carthon, they were all here. That was the best coaching staff ever assembled, in my opinion. It was incredible. So Leon Hess, right after he made the most foolish move ever in hiring Rich Kotite, firing Pete Carroll and hiring Rich Kotite, he did follow that with stealing Bill Parcells from the Patriots. Gave him a first-round pick to do it, and then Bill Parcells stole Curtis Martin. You guys remember that? That's where Mike Tannenbaum came from. Mike Tannenbaum created the contract with, that's a term that they use all the time now, but it's illegal now in NFL contracts. He put in what we call a poison pill. So if they matched it, it negatively affected their team. So they literally couldn't match it. So that's what they did. Man, look at Gino. Look at Gino. He's out there. He's doing it.
A little bit, Greg, against his former team.
Yeah. So he stole Curtis Martin. And so Mike Tannenbaum was considered a genius, a contract genius. That's right. Geno Smith in the game speaks volumes. Look at Brian Schottenheimer. That's right. I forgot. Remember, he was the coach of our offense with Mangini. He was our offensive head coach with Mangini and with Rex. And then he was the scapegoat, the first of Rex's many scapegoats. He fired him, hired Tony Sperano. Fired him, hired Marty Morningwig. Went to Buffalo, hired the best offensive coordinator out there at the time, Greg Roman, and then fired him a year and a game later as a scapegoat because Rex sucked. You know? Sucks to say that, but it's the truth. You like that? You like that, Bogalusa? Yeah, that was a great day. We went down to the field. Rex was down there, and it was funny. The guy next to me had a sign that said, "Thank you, Rex." So he ran over. He saw the sign, and he ran over. He ran over and hung out with us. It was just 30 seconds or something, but it was great. So we all got to meet him. We were wearing our Jet shit, you see. Right? There it is again. See that? I was in my Jets gear. I was wearing my Gastineau jersey. Got my field passes and all that stuff. We were psyched. Look at my son. Look at his face. He can't believe it. Oh, my God. That's the guy I see on TV. Look at him. Anyway, good times. Good times. Yeah, Gino's terrible. Let's see. See what he's doing here. Wow. Wow. What a run. Oh my God. Let's see. 7 minutes. That could be an hour. Hold on. All right. Look at Hassan Austin. What did he do? He's mad. What happened? I missed it for a second. I looked away. What happened?
What's the score?
Oh, bless on Austin. What the hell's he doing? That's because Gregg Williams ain't there, everybody. You see that? Punks are turning back into punks. What's the matter, Frank Bush? You can't control your team? It's just funny, man. It's funny. Yeah, it's just Joe. He's just hanging out in there. Likes to hang out. See, you heard me. He's just hanging out. My son, Joe, my son is like, what's he doing? Like, what is he pointed to you? Look, you got somebody in there. I'm like, yeah, it's just Joe. Joe's just hanging out. Yeah, you see that though? Let me tell you, he was Greg Tarr. Rex was really great when he came in. He took a very good team. They added a little bit to it, but he took a great team and a very good team and made them great, the defense in particular. But make no mistake, his personnel decisions were moronic, and he wasn't that great of a coach. He was good with defensive schemes, but he wasn't a great coach. He needed somebody to run the offense, and if that guy was no good, then it was over. Yeah, right? Yeah, man. Bogalusa, look at that. Thank you. Bogalusa, I looked like a coach. Yes, I do. I would rather be a GM. I used to be a coach. I used to coach 9, 10, and 11-year-olds. I coached a team 2 years. We didn't win one game. So I don't know if that changes your mind or anything about me being a coach. Let's see here. So, thank you, though. Anyone is doubting us getting rid of Sam for Trevor, I'll give you this. Aaron Rodgers has 39 touchdown passes this year, while Sam has 41 his entire career. What a stat. I know, dude. And look, nobody likes to pile on Sam, right? Least of all me. I don't want to do it. But it's not a joke anymore. Like, this experiment is over. Whatever the reasons are, it's over. I'm making a video right now about the Jets' history with quarterbacks. I'll be putting that out this week. And you guys can tell me what you think. That won't be on Jet Nation. We'll be put on the road with Green Bean. That'll be a big. I've been working on it for a little bit. I'm going through stats and drafts and all kinds of stuff. Believe me, when you're in the 1985 draft, studying the 7th round picks, you got problems. That's where I am. I know too much, dudes. You know how old I am? Yeah, you do. I'm 48. My wife's laughing at me. Like, you're so old.
Tell them about the idea for the tagline.
Yeah. Well, J-Mac, here's what I think. You guys want to hear my theory? You got to tell me if you want to hear it. I'll wait. Ain't Wayne. I know we could do pretty good out there, I think. Look at these guys. Yeah, Bryce Hall. High five. They know. This shit's done. This goose is cooked. So, all right. Thanks, John and Joe. So this is what's going to happen. Let me just watch this. Did he make the field goal? 29-yard attempt and bring it to 40 points. Adam Gase's juggernaut offense has put up 3. Oh, that's right. Jason Myers, the guy McCagnon. Isn't that great? This is who we're dealing with, man. We have a Pro Bowl kicker and a Pro Bowl kick returner for the first time in forever since Pat Leahy. And we let them both go in free agency. Why? What do you get, $3 million a year? What is this? So anyway, my theory is this. When we talk about the Johnson selling the team and all that, number one, get it. It's never happening. Dude, the Jets are like the 5th or 6th most valuable franchise in the NFL. It's like $5 billion that it's worth. So they're not selling it. They're doing just fine. But here's the thing. Woody Johnson knows that he doesn't know shit about football. That's why he hired Corn Ferry and why he hired Casserly and Wolf to make decisions for him, because he doesn't know what he's doing. Chris Johnson, on the other hand, he's tinkering. He's little brother. He's trying to show his big brother he can do something, but he can't. Evidenced by hiring Gase. Gase did one good thing with Chris Johnson. They brought in Joe Douglas. Now, Joe Douglas brought in Phil Savage, Chad Alexander, Rex Hogan. He's bringing in Mekhi Becton and Denzel Mims and all these types of guys. And we're going to get to the end of this year. The Johnsons are going to say to Joe Douglas, he has 5 more years on his contract or 4.5 more years at a high contract. They're not getting rid of him. They better not, but they're not. So they're going to say to him, okay, man, we're giving you the GM position, like the chief of football. Finally, we're not going to hire a coach that's going to be equal with you. We're finally going to get rid of this hierarchy. They're going to give it to Joe Douglas, and the first task he's going to have to do with that authority is fire his buddy, Adam Gase. It's kind of like the initiation. And once he does that, he's going to be the boss. And once we're successful, the Johnsons will never meddle again. Joe Douglas is getting the team this year. Okay? Adam Gase is gone. The next coach, they're not hiring a coach to be equal with Joe Douglas. It's not happening. So he's going to hire his coach. He's going to be underneath him. It's going to be official. Joe is the top of the pyramid in Jets land, and that he's going to be successful. We're going to build a powerhouse, and the Johnsons will never be heard from again as far as making football decisions. They're going to say, when they get interviewed, what do you think of these? And I defer to Joe Douglas. Joe Douglas is our guy. Year 3 of Joe Douglas's contract, he's getting an extension, or maybe 4. Year 4 of a 6-year contract, he's getting a 5-year extension. You'll see, man. I know all this stuff. This is the stuff that Green Bean knows. What do you think? Cheers. Happy birthday, Bogalusa. He needs to hire flow-through pranayama. Yeah, I know. I hear you, man. Believe me. When they hired Casserly and Wolf, I actually had some hope for that. I'm like, okay, well, it's not Corn Ferry. You believe that? They hired an outside hedge hunting firm or whatever they are to hire a football general manager while keeping a coach. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Outside of the shit that Mike McCagnon pulled. So Casserly hires McCagnon, who was going to get fired from the Texans that year. He scoops him up and saves his buddy. And Mike McCagnon comes in and does 5 years of the worst football decision-making ever in Jets. He's the worst general manager in Jets history. Not Idzik. Idzik sucked, make no mistake. But Mike McCagnon had 5 drafts, 5 off seasons. Greg told, well, you don't like it, Greg? Come on. You know what, man? Look, see, the thing is that the wheels are always turning up here. I'm always thinking. I wake up at 4 a.m. like, I know what's going to happen. Then I write it down, and I can't even read it. It's like some other language. I write it down in the middle of the night. Oh, Joe Douglas is going to be. And then I read it in the morning. It looks like ancient Swahili. It looks like, what's that? Babylonian. It's like I need the Rosetta Stone to understand my own. I'm like, I don't know what I'm even talking about. 3 more games, everybody. Wait, Kevin Randall, what are you saying? I think Gase should be retained and fired on the field before the first game at a full MetLife season. And his shitty play sheet burned. And yeah, but we can't wait. I hear you. I like what you're saying. It would be cool, like, if we could execute people. I'm just kidding. Dude, Adam Gase is so bad. It's unbelievable how bad he is. I can't even believe it. That's right, Greg. See, now look, I happen to know for a fact that the Jets have staff that peruse certain Jets forums, sites, Twitter, things like that. Like, I know it. It's like, it's not a question. Like, I don't think it. I happen to know it as a fact. The Jets have actual staff that pay attention to the things that we're saying to keep the pulse of the fan base and all that kind of stuff. And we happen to be a very vocal fan base. So they have lots to sift through. Yeah, we're not just sitting there. This isn't the Arizona Cardinals. We're not just sitting around like, well, hey, man, they'll win. You know, they'll get it together. It's not us. Yeah, off with the head, Scotty. Exactly. But so when they look at all the stuff that we're saying, believe me, some of the ideas that they have are they are born with us. Not all of them. I mean, these guys, they're egocentric football guys too. But there's a lot of stuff that filters through and makes its way to the ears of these idiots. And there's no way in hell that if you put me in charge of this team for 3 years, I'd be a playoff team. No doubt in my mind. I already know it. I know that is a fact too, because there are guys I would have taken that they didn't take, and they're great. Yeah, Greg, this is well said, and I think everybody can second this. I can't wait for the offseason either, not only because the offseason is our favorite time of year, Jets fan, but because I'm tired of this rooting against my team bullshit. I don't like it. It's like it's conflicting. I don't like how it feels.
Also, didn't you see that we had a dynasty in the offseason?
What's that, buddy?
Didn't you also say that we had a dynasty in the offseason?
Oh, yeah, we're off-season champs for 25 years. Matt, do you guys know who we signed in the first free agency ever? You guys know that? Who knows that? Greg Tarr might know. Maybe Babalusa. Who else? John Holton, you know? Who was the first free agent class from the Jets? 3 big ones, and then there was some others. But it was the first time free agency was ever allowed to happen, that players could switch teams at their will. Who did the Jets sign? Do you remember? Anybody remember? This game's over. This game's still on. I forgot to even watch it last few minutes. Let's watch the handshakes.
It's just been a disappointing season, one that a lot of these players and coaches would love to forget. Pete Carroll, on the other hand, he's got to be excited. He's got a team that's 9-4 that's playing some good football.
Marcus May and Jamal Adams.
Seattle 40 and the New York Jets 3. Tonight on CBS begins with 60 minutes.
Come on, show me. We didn't get to see Gase in LA.
For Rich Gannon, Jay Feely, Gene Steratore, I'm Greg Gumbel. So long from Seattle.
So who knows?
You have been watching
before we go
NFL on CBS, and CBS is the home of
That's
Super
right,
Bowl
Greg.
55. Good night,
We
everyone.
did. But so here was our first free agent class, real quick, and then we're going to wrap this up today. But the first guy we signed was Ronnie Lott. The second guy we signed was Leonard Marshall from the Giants. And don't forget, Leonard Marshall was a big deal then. It was Carl Banks, Leonard Marshall, LT, Gary Reason, is that Pepper Johnson. That was the group. When we got Leonard Marshall, it was a big deal. And the other big one, like I said, there were others, but the big one was Boomer Esiason. So we signed Boomer Esiason, Ronnie Lott, and Leonard Marshall. Nobody touched it. The only team that did something a little bit better was Green Bay Packers signed Reggie White, and we were in on that too. Okay? So we won the first free agency offseason ever, and we haven't stopped since. Last year was the first year we took a break. Thank you, Joe Douglas. What's up, Bogalusa Flirt? I don't know. I'm a new member of the Jets. I'm learning from you. You're much. That's funny. Well, hey, man, I'm a good guy to learn from. I assure you. I'm not always right, but I've never been wrong. So there's that. Ronnie Lott was a great Jet. You remember that backfield was good. We had Ronnie Lott, James Hasty, Brian Washington, and Mike Brim. That was a very good. Don't forget the Kansas City Chiefs hired, like they signed in free agency a couple years later, Ronnie Lott, Brian Washington, James Hasty. They took 3 of our 4 defensive backs. That was a good defensive backfield. Then we had guys like Lageman and Bird and all those guys up front. Marvin Washington. That was a fun team, man. We had some good stuff.
40 to wow.
So 40-3, is that the final score? Who had it? Let's go up. Who had it? I can't go. It doesn't let me go back up that far. That was hours ago. Somebody had it. Somebody said 40-3. What? I forget. Who was it? Who had 40-3? Somebody wrote that shit. Joe, you had it? You said 43? Did you say 40-3?
I said 43. I had it.
Oh, shit. That's incredible. Hey, Joe, do you remember when Dennis Byrd got paralyzed? We were all at that game. And then when he went to the hospital, 2 guys from our group, Anthony and Ronnie, they made it to the hospital, and they made it all the way to his room.
They
brought a pumpkin pie with a slice.
Pumpkin pie, that's what it was, a pumpkin
They just grabbed stuff from their house. They took a pumpkin pie with a slice cut out of it and half a box of Girl Scout cookies, and they brought it to Dennis Byrd. They didn't let him in. They didn't let him in the room, but they made it to his room, and they just said, "Hey, tell Dennis we love him. We're with him. The Jets fans love him, and please give him this." So next year, when Dennis Byrd came and he actually walked out onto the field, he had his book, Rise and Walk, and he was signing books outside afterward. And there was like probably 300 people there, and everybody was signing the book. And my friend Anthony goes, "Hey, Dennis, we made it all the way to your room. We brought you cookies. Do you remember?" And Dennis Byrd stops signing, and he turns around and he goes, "You mean that box of crumbs?" And he actually he said, "Yeah, hey, come here, man." He brought his book up, and I remember Anthony was dating Gabriella at the time, so she had so she had the book and everything, and they went up. The crowd parted, let them go up, and he signed the book. "Thanks for the crumbs. It meant the world."
Yep.
That was great. Remember that, man?
We were. How ridiculous were we?
Yeah, we were out of our minds. Like
I remember that hit. I remember that hit, Herman Mercereau. And who was? Listen, I'm going to give you a little science. Who are they trying to sack when D. Bird got powered?
Come on, you don't think I know this?
Huh?
I know who they were trying to sack.
Who is it? Come on,
Dave Craig.
God,
what are you talking
about you?
You see that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely,
man. I want to just show you something. You just saw that was the purity test. My buddy Officer Joe just pulled out a deep cut and he tried to stump Green Bean, and you saw how that went. Thank you, though, Joe. I appreciate it. I know all that stuff.
Hey, listen, I'm going to give you one more before we go because I know it's late.
Now it's going to be hard.
Who was the Who was in that era the 3 Bs in the backfield? Okay, the 3 Bs in the backfield, meaning quarterback, fullback, and halfback. What were the
of what era? I got this.
Well, I'm gonna go. I guess 1990. Wait, hold on. I gotta think about it a little bit. I'll say like 1992. The 3 Bs. We had a quarterback we drafted high. We had a running back we drafted high, and we had a fullback drafted out of a decent school, but he was bad.
Yeah, that was Browning, Nagel, Brad Baxter, and Blair Thomas.
Right. The 3 Bs I always say. And it's funny, Mike Evans Nobody knows that. He was it's so funny. Your backfield is Browning, Blitz, and Brad.
That's right. The 3 Bs. That's what we had. All right, Joe. Listen, good hanging. I'm going to end this one today. Good to see you. I'll talk to you later.
Great listening to you, man. I love listening to this. It's great. I promise all the Jet fans, and I know it's just me and you, but next year I'll be back on top of it. I kind of been out of it for the last 2 years. I'm lying to you. I just don't want to see it, but whatever. I'll get back into drafting. We'll do all this stuff. And it's really cool, man.
I love having you.
I remember these days. I couldn't wait for. Remember those Saturdays we used to get together, and there was many for draft day. Remember draft day was on a Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
Man, we used to get together wherever it was. It was such a good time, man. And we'll see. The Jets have a good drafts, and
Well, look, we're doing
one more shot on my retirement. I'm going to give him another. I'm going to give him another 8 years, and if I don't see no progress, I'm done.
8 years. That's it. I'm telling you, this is the last 8 years. You're out of your mind.
I've been telling you that for years.
That's hilarious. Hey, Officer,
thank you so much. This is so cool, bro.
He tried to stump Green Bean with 2 deep cuts.
Yes, I did.
And I nailed it out of the park. You guys see that? So now you can actually, you can listen. I'm not messing around, man. I know my stuff. I'm not always right, but I know what I'm talking about. I've been hanging out with this shitty franchise for a long, long time.
I got some more down the road. So.
Yeah, we'll do more next time. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you over the week.
All right, brother. I love you, man.
Love you, man. See you later. Men say they love each other. You like that? You see that, guys? He tried to get me. And I wasn't gotten. And that makes me feel happy. I don't know. Somebody's going to throw a question at me. I hate when I don't know it. It feels good when you know shit,
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
Have a slice of that ice cream cake.
No, I don't know. Yeah, wait till I cut it. Just get a little. Yes, but not right this second. I forgot I had an ice cream cake here. Yeah. I know, right? Flow through pranayama. Listen to that. When we ran Josh Adams, he was getting 8-10 yard clips back to Gore. I'm telling you, man, it's all about getting Gore whatever yards Gase can give him. There's one good thing you can get out of this damn year. Let me just try to get Gore yards. But they lost, everybody. We are 0-13 with 3 more to go. We have some pretty good teams coming. We have the Browns who can show up or not show up. We have the Patriots. And wait a minute, I fried out. Who's next week's game? You guys know? Who's next week's game? Who we playing next week? What is it? Anybody? Help me out. I know I just answered those deep cuts. I don't know who we're playing next week. That's how it goes. The Rams. That's right. So the Rams are going to beat us up and down the field. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Joe and John. Thank you. Thank you, Donnie Alford. So the Rams are going to kill us. The Browns should kill us. Thank you, Scotty. And the Patriots is going to be weird. Right, Joe. The Rams are going to beat us silly. Yeah, silly. So we're going to get killed. Like I said, Greg, thank you. Thank you. Did you see that? It said 18. I thought it said 81. I was like, hey, man, that's not funny. Like 81, shit. So we should be in pretty good shape, man. I was concerned about the Raiders. I was concerned about this game just because of the Jamal Adams thing, and their pass defense sucked and all that. You never know. So these were the games I was concerned about. Now, I'm not saying look past them or anything, but it's going to be real hard to beat the Rams. It's going to be really hard to beat the Browns, even though the Browns are capable of laying out a clunker, man. And the Patriots game, let's just hope that they're playing for some playoffs. I got to take a look at that. I haven't paid attention to that this week, so I got to take a look and see where all the teams are and who needs to do what. Hopefully the Patriots are playing for something on the last game, and then we don't have to worry about that one either. So, all right, guys, listen to me. I love you guys. I love that you guys come here and hang out with me the whole time. Hopefully I've provided at least some level of enjoyment and at least a place where you guys can commingle and hang out with other Jets fans. It really does. It means the world to me. It changes my day. So I appreciate it. I hope you guys are having a good time. I thank you guys for coming. I'm going to bounce out of here and go eat this ice cream cake that my wife bought me and snuck around with my friends behind my back to make or to get and trick me. But I love this, and I'm really grateful. Don't forget, check me out on Instagram. Give me a follow if you could. Also on Twitter. Instagram is Green Bean the Jets fan. Twitter is Bean the Jets fan. And my YouTube page is Green Bean Jets fan. But above everything, don't forget to like and subscribe to Jet Nation. And if you're looking for a place to continue conversations like this, I'm telling you, Jet Nation is the best damn forum in the world. Jet Nation is the largest, most successful, longest-running independent fan site in the entire NFL. It's not just Jets, not just New York. The entire NFL. There are thousands of us in there. So it's really great to be there. If you guys are looking for it, like I said, just go to jetnation.com, click on forums, and you'll see the draft forum, the Jets forum. Start with the Jets forum and see how you feel. But we're in there. There's fucking hundreds of threads and thousands of posters. It's crazy in there. And I'm in there all the time. So thanks again. I will see you guys next week. Please go to my YouTube. Give me a like, subscribe, Instagram and Twitter. I appreciate it. And go Rams, baby. That's what we got to do.